Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another Storytime episode of the Scarish Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to read you guys some homegrown horrors today.
Indeed we are. I'm very excited. Thank you to all the folks who are joining us live at twitch.tv/scarishpodcast and youtube.com/scarish. We appreciate every single one of you. We do record these every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, and then if you have another time zone, I am not familiar with it, so you could just Google it, and I'm sure the Googles will help you. But homegrown horrors is what we're here to read. Robin, what is a homegrown horror?
Oh, switching it up this week.
A little bit.
So homegrown horrors are the paranormal, supernatural, spiritual, night terror stories that you folks are gracious enough to share with us. You get them from your friends, your family, yourself. And it's great that we get to share it with the rest of our spooky friends.
Indeed. And if you folks want to reach out to us with your homegrown horror, please email us, which is storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to our website, scarish.com, and click on Contact Us, or hit us up on any of our social medias. You can find all of them at scarish.com. However, just really quickly, @scarishpod is Twitter, @scarishpodcast is Instagram. And
I mean, people call it Insta.
I know. I didn't want to act like I'm younger than I am. And Facebook is facebook.com/scarishpodcast. Send us messages. You can join our Discord if you would like. We have plenty of people in there as well. You can share it for some instant feedback if you're hoping to do so. And we appreciate every single one of you. Sincerely, we do. I just want to give a shout out to Chicka Chicka Boom Boom 18, who subscribed to us using their own money, not even using Jeff Bezos' money. Very much appreciate it. And also Carius, who also subscribed to us using their own money. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you.
We reran it because they actually subscribed when we weren't on the air. They didn't do it for the fame or the fortune. They just did it to do it because they support us, and we reran it because we want you to know we appreciate you.
And if you folks don't have Amazon Prime but would like to, get Twitch Prime, if you go to scarish.com, down at the bottom, there is a link to 30 free days of Amazon Prime. You can lick it. You can, I mean, if you want to lick your monitor, that's cool. But you can link it with your Twitch Prime and then subscribe to whatever channel that you guys want. Hopefully us, but yeah.
Indeed. So before we jump into the stories, I want to point out a couple of things. First, we have 4. We're doing 4 for a little while. They have been longer recently, like the backlog that we're getting to is some long ones, and there is no exception tonight. All of them, I believe, are kind of long, so I think it'll be normal length. The second thing I want to address is that we have this Discord, which has like 250 or so folks in it. Everyone chats about things that they're going through. Typically, we chat about silly stuff and post memes, and sometimes we talk about stuff that we're going through in life. We have a channel that's called like Mental Health Checkup or something to that nature, where people just come in and say like, man, today sucked. It's a little bit of a venting session, and everyone supports each other. And Ulri, who is a longtime listener, longtime spooky friend, and viewer, because she watches live as well, got an idea like we should use a hashtag. And shout out to Jaxie Babe, who just subscribed.
Thank you so much.
For the 6th month. And it says, this should be a longer streak, but life happens. I'm sorry. Never be sorry. We appreciate it so much. But Ulri basically said, like, hey, I think we should all say something nice about ourselves and toss some stuff out and use the hashtag GoodGhosty, which is a pretty good hashtag.
Is it IE or Y?
I think it's Y. I'm pretty sure it's Y.
Pretty sure it's Y. Yeah.
Ulri's watching right now, so they can let us know. But Carly, who created the Discord for us, who's another spooky friend, made a channel for Good Ghosty. So we have like this place where you can not only go for just support, but kind of to support yourself. And I think it's kind of awesome because it kind of forces people to go in there and say something nice about themselves or say something happy that's going on with their lives. And I just want to give Ulri a shout out. It's a really, really good idea.
It's a really good idea.
And if you want to tweet us on any of our social medias, not just Twitter, I guess that's the only one you can tweet us on, or just like talk to us, use hashtag GoodGhosty and tell us something good going on in your life.
I mean, I think Twitter's the one that...
Twitter's the one for tweeting. Facebook is the one for Instagram, I think, and Instagram is the one for MySpace. I get confused, though. I'm old man, so...
Did you used to have a MySpace?
Oh, hell yeah, I had a MySpace.
Did you have a live journal?
No, I didn't have a live journal.
I had one of those. I had the MIDI music playing in the background and everything.
Shout out to DeHamburglar86 who just subscribed. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I will say I found one of my friends' live journals. And man, that shit was funny back in the day. I was in high school.
I think mine is still up. Man.
I
don't even know how to access it.
That's interesting.
So it's there forever.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We haven't decided who's going to go first. So would you like to, or would you like me to?
Hold on. I'll go first.
This is how all decisions
I'll go first just because I can.
Go for it.
So this email begins. Hi, it's Lindsay again.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. First, I want you to know that I love this podcast. Thank you. We love it too. I love
Thank you so much. I want to shout out Ulri, who just let us know it's #good-ghosty with a Y. So there you go.
Cool. I love to listen to it while at work, at my job, just like Adam when he worked in retail and he had his Bluetooth in his ear. I have a two-story to tell you. You can read this on your podcast.
Good thing.
Thank you.
Shout out to Spooky Mom, who again edited these from...
Yeah, she's on vacation and she's still
from 2,000
doing it,
miles
so...
away. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.
But warning, while this did happen to me, it may be quote-unquote bullshit, but it did happen to me, so it's up for you to decide. Which is, I mean...
If you're saying it happened to you, then I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and believe it, unless things get really, really crazy, like you defeated an alien invasion and wiped all our memories so we wouldn't know. Then I'll start to get a little bit skeptical.
Also, I want to say that it's not as scary as some people who have shared their stories. Also, I'm dyslexic, so my English in written form may be crap. You're fine.
It's okay.
So, the first story. So, I lived in Japan for a couple of years with my parents and my twin sister.
Nice.
Wait, it's already creepy. There's a twin sister.
And
joking.
Japan.
I mean, oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Like, everything we've touched in Japan almost always takes place in a bathroom. So, I'm just waiting for that to pop up in the story.
We lived on the Air Force Base in Misawa, Japan, which is an 8-hour drive up north from Tokyo. We lived there from 2009 to 2011, and during the spring and summer, we have what you call an earthquake season. So any earthquake that we had was noticed, but just dismissed as a normal everyday thing. So when on Wednesday, March 9th, 2011, we had an earthquake, it was normal. At the time, I had history, was taking a test. Again, earthquakes were normal. But I sat underneath an old-ass TV hanging above me. I looked up, and while I knew it wouldn't fall on me, I had a bad feeling that something bad was going to happen. Like, really bad. But I had a test to ace, so I put it at the back of my mind, and later I just forgot about it. Come Friday, March 11th, 2014, school just got out. Wait. Hold on.
I think it's supposed to be 2011, or the first one was supposed to be 2014. I think.
No, I think they're both 2011. But it's like 3 days or 2 days later. Right. I don't know how to count. 9th to the 11th.
The years are supposed to match up is what we're saying.
Yes.
Got it.
So, March 11th, school just got out. My twin needed to speak to her math teacher, so we went into the main building when the 9.0 earthquake happened. I have never been in such a big earthquake before.
Not many people have.
Yeah.
Like 9.0 is like incredible.
What was the one that was out here a little while ago?
That wasn't nearly that.
Was it like a 4 or something?
No, I think it was closer to 6, like the one that happened out in like
in California.
Yeah, that we felt here. I'm pretty sure that was closer to a 6.
That is insane.
Yeah, 9.0 is
devastating.
Like, yeah, it's cataclysmic. It's insanity. Like, I'm pretty sure the Great San Francisco earthquake was like 9.0 or 9.1.
There was a Great San Francisco
earthquake. It was like
19
something or other, but it basically like destroyed the entire city. So
cool.
Continue.
I mean, it's not cool that the city got decimated, but you know.
Yeah, Robin's not a fan of cities being decimated. Simply the interesting event that occurred.
The lockers were moving back and forth like crazy, and the lights were flickering on and off. Knowing we shouldn't be there, my twin and I got out of the building. We got out, and when we were in a clearing, we saw all the children on the high school stand where they were. You really shouldn't walk during an earthquake. It's dangerous, and it messes with your equilibrium. I totally believe that. So all you can see is a sea of children standing still, but also look like they're doing the wave with their body. Side note, looked really cool. Earthquake season, so normal.
That's funny.
After the earthquake ended, we went to our apartment. There we met up with my stepmother, who was shaken up. She was in the apartment during the earthquake. We lived on the 8th floor, second to the top. Man, that's scary. Because I feel like the higher up, the more you feel it. Right?
I think at this moment, I'm relieved you live so high up because I think I know what's about to come next. Which I'm pretty sure this is the tsunami.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. So, the Japanese are smart because they have earthquakes on a regular basis. They build their buildings on springs to absorb the shakes so the building won't collapse onto themselves. And the higher you are, the more you move along with it, like the sea of children that I mentioned before. Huh. After calming her down, we, my twin, my stepmother, and I, went back up to our apartment. The apartment was a mess and the power was off. You know what that means. We had to eat the ice cream before it melts.
That's hilarious.
Solid.
Earthquake emergency, folks. We gotta
Ice
eat
cream.
that ice cream.
Well, and then wouldn't you want to just be like, everything in the freezer, we gotta eat it right now?
We did that one time just because the power went out. There was no
Do
earthquake.
you just barbecue everything in the freezer?
No, we had like a big freezer, like a deep freeze in our basement, and it had like half of a cow. Like when someone, like a local farmer would butcher one of their animals, like
Yeah, no,
if you
can
knew
order.
them,
You can order
like
by half
quarter of
cow.
a pig,
Yeah.
half a pig, whatever. I think we had like half a cow down there, and I don't think I was even living there at the time. And my parents like, hey, power's out. It's been out all day. Like
We
the
gotta
shit's
eat
gonna
this
go
shit,
bad.
yeah.
So we went over there at like 9:30 at the night, and I'm pretty sure me and a bunch of friends that were actually able to go out. We like grabbed a bunch of beer, went over there and like made steaks and hamburgers and pretty much anything that we had in that freezer, and just had this massive feast in the middle of the night. So I'm aware of that emergency, and those are my favorite kinds.
Nice.
If you ever have an emergency where you're like, all this food needs to be eaten right now, I'm the dude to hit up for that. So just keep that in mind.
I was just appreciating your makeup. It looks good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate it.
welcome.
I'm getting better at it now that I have to do it on my own. I don't have to. She just lets me, I guess.
As we ate the mint chocolate chip ice cream, I looked out the window. I could always see the ocean line a little bit over between trees from our 8th floor apartment, but this time it looked like the ocean line was higher than usual. That's when I remembered the earthquake 2 days before and thinking about what happened earlier. I told my neighbor who was there with us and that I had a bad feeling again. She laughed it off and told me that I was overthinking it. Shrugging it off, I nodded along with her. But I still had that bad feeling that I couldn't get rid of. So I went on my way and babysat a family friend's kids. They both were military and had to go help out with the emergency that was going on. The next day, I learned that the earthquake caused the tsunami to hit the coast late yesterday. I realized that the feeling I had was about the tsunami. We didn't get hit as hard as many of the locals, but later, during the weeks that followed, the school went out and helped with the cleanup on the beach and the local farmers. And a month later, my family moved back to the States. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not like a paranormal thing, but I think our bodies sometimes can tell when something with nature like that happens.
That something's
it's
off.
Like dogs and cats, they can tell
Right.
when something's gonna happen. It's
Well,
really
like,
weird.
and dogs and cats, or I should say dogs in particular, they hear on a different frequency. That's why you can have like a dog whistle where you blow it and human ears don't hear it, but it
I
just
feel like you
freaks
can
out
hear
dogs.
those, like super high pitched.
Well, like the real ones, you're not supposed to be able to hear.
Oh.
But dogs can hear it, and people hear at different frequencies. Like some people can hear higher and louder, and some people are attuned to different frequencies.
Mhm.
Hence the Yanni Laurel bullshit, where it's like, which one do you hear? What about when you stand over here? Yanni Laurel. You know what I'm talking about? You
Yeah.
don't remember
No,
this?
no. I know what you're talking about now.
It's the, what was it? The white and gold or black and blue dress
Yeah.
for your ears.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I do agree with you, because like they even say that the earth emits a frequency. You know, like there's a sound that the earth makes, and I wonder if like that sound gets interrupted or disturbed by some massive event. Like you notice something is off, even if it's just like on a frequency you can't really openly acknowledge. You're just like, something feels weird. I think I've mentioned it before. My brother used to say that he believed wholeheartedly, because people put out a frequency too, that you become attuned to someone where you can even notice something's wrong from a long distance. Because I used to always get really bad feelings when I was a kid, and it was his way of trying to explain it. And I was literally explaining this to someone when I was in high school, like, yeah, this thing happens, and this is what my brother thinks it is. Anyways, the reason I'm telling you this is something's very wrong. And then I found out like something really bad had happened. And I was like, I told you, like I called that shit. Because I felt like I'm not as crazy as you guys were acting like I was, and now you know. So I think that that happens with like big cataclysmic events too. So I agree.
Cool. All right. Second part here is it was in January of 2015. I was out of a normal job, and my brother and sister-in-law both had to work, and it was my job to watch my then, at the time, 6-month-old nephew. I loved watching him. 6 months old, so all I had to do was clean, feed, and put him to sleep while watching my brother's Netflix. Nice.
Pretty good.
Easy peasy, right? Well, my friends, you are right. That's funny. Loved it, but I did something stupid.
What'd you do?
I decided to watch a horror movie. The day before, I was at my mother's house, and my sister Katie, not my twin, watched the first movie of the Insidious series. Still never watched it, by the way.
No, we've never. That's one of the only ones we've never seen is Insidious.
Yeah, but I fell asleep before I could watch the second movie. So, while watching my nephew, who was sleeping, I decided to watch the second movie of Insidious that was conveniently on Netflix. And in that movie, there was a baby walker that lights up and makes noise just like my nephew's. Creepy, right? Right. But that's not why I'm writing this. After the movie, the baby was still sleeping, and I decided to take a nap. I am by myself except for the baby and my brother's black cat, Dog, named because he acted like a dog.
D-O-G?
Yeah,
D-O-G.
My coworker also has named his dog Dog.
Really?
Yes.
That's lazy, but kind of fun.
So I'm sleeping there, and it's quiet, and the baby's asleep. The scene is set. Suddenly, I jolt awake because there was a harsh voice breathing in my ear from an old man that looked like the old dude from the movie telling me harshly to wake up. I looked around and found nothing. My nephew was sleeping, and the TV was off. Realizing it was probably my mind, my heart slowly calmed down, even if it was real. I couldn't nope the fuck out because I had the baby and it was January in Idaho and I had no car.
You can make another one of those things. Just leave it behind. Do what you got to do. The baby won't even know what's going on.
It didn't happen again while I babysat my nephew, but it still creeps me out today. Okay, that's the end of my homegrown horror story. Sorry, it's long. And all the mistakes it seemed fine to me. Split it up if you want. I love the way you do this podcast. Seriously, listen to 5 hours of this podcast a day every time I go to work. Love you guys. Keep on creeping on, Lindsay. Thank you so much for your stories.
Thank you. We sincerely appreciate that, Lindsay.
I think when you watch movies and things like that, it does just
seep into your subconscious.
Yeah. And so while you're sleeping, you might have horrible dreams. But that's why my mom always told me not to watch horror movies because it happens.
Well, you know what's interesting, because I know I bring it up a lot. I bring up like Friday the 13th, not Friday the 13th. Shit, I bring up Nightmare on Elm Street because Freddy was like my boogeyman growing up that tormented me.
Mm-hmm.
That said, the movie New Nightmare that I've mentioned a few times, like the whole concept behind that movie, which I really didn't get as a kid, it was just scary, was that like Freddy is not real. Like Freddy is just so famous and so well known. And it's like such a palpable thing for so many people that it's like this entity of fear that we created, that something evil out there like latches onto the idea of Freddy and is able to cross over worlds because of this thing we created. Yeah. And I think about that a lot because I'm like, that's a really interesting concept where it's like, what if we created the boogeyman just by talking about it, or by talking about it enough and enough people believing in it, you kind of will it into existence, or like the collective fear, the collective like will of people causes weird shit to happen. And it's just an interesting take on that, where it's like, maybe if everyone stopped freaking out about it, shit would stop happening. But at the same time, it's like, but then if you calm down and shit keeps happening, you should probably run. So it's hard to test. But I'm thinking maybe that's what happened with the old man whispering in your ear. So
cool.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's look over in stream chat, see what you folks had to say. I saw a couple things go by in YouTube chat that made me laugh. One of them was from Vivian, who's here to bust my balls, and I expect no less.
Who's Vivian?
Vivian is Vivian.
Oh, okay.
Vivian, I believe, was Karen, but
I see.
They have switched over to their real name. Yeah, this is the one. It says, Robin, love your lipstick and hair today.
Thank you.
It's very nice. And then to me it says, Adam, you don't look like trash, which is the nicest compliment anyone's ever said to me. So thank you so much for that. Now I will go to the top and start from the top.
Glad to see Ms. DZ and Lunabin and everyone again. Glitch, Seer, Jax Babe. Hello, everyone.
Shout out to Sakura, who was first tonight in the YouTube chat and first overall as well.
Let's see. Lunabin says Adam's dressed all fancy.
I just didn't take off my work stuff. I was like, what can I wear?
I didn't either. This is what I wore to work.
I was like, what can I wear when I get home? And I got home, I was like, I'm just going to take off my pants, man. Like, I'm not changing my shirt. So that's why. I'm going to unbutton this like later on, though, so don't be offended by that, folks.
I was wearing a skirt to work today. Well, I'm still wearing that skirt, but I wore a skirt to work today, and my coworker's just like, so where'd you interview today?
That's what everyone thinks when someone dresses fancy when they normally don't dress fancy.
Yeah. Well, but see, it's not like I've never worn a skirt before. I've worn a skirt before. It just doesn't make sense. People always assume that.
I think it's like when someone says, did you just do that? Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's just like when someone says they're sick, if they're a female, like as soon as a female is like, man, I don't feel good, like some jagoff around is like, you're pregnant. You're probably pregnant. You think you're pregnant? That's usually me. But it's like, I wouldn't be really annoyed if I was a chick and I felt like shitty. And every time I felt shitty, someone had to like put it in my head that I was pregnant. Like, that'd just be annoying.
That would be annoying. It's
offensive. You dress nice? Ooh, you must be interviewing somewhere. It's like, why? Do you assume I'm unhappy because of how you fucking treat me? That's just where my head goes.
Okay. So. Cool beans.
Sorry.
Let's see.
Thank you for joining us, Sakura. She said, been a long time. Missed you guys. We missed you too.
Thank you. Miranda says, Robin, you look so pretty. Thank you so much.
Akbar is here. He says, woot. Currently my first day back at school.
Glitch asked if there was skirt steak during your little grill.
I don't think there was. I think it was like various cuts of steak, but I don't think there was actual skirt
steak never makes it to the freezer.
No.
Because we always eat it.
It goes from raw to my tum-tum because
Yeah.
it tastes so goddamn good.
To your tum-tum. There's nothing in between.
Nope. I eat that shit raw.
Let's see. Miranda says like a tulpa when you make something, kind of bring something to life.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out to Chessicat, who just resubscribed for the 9th month. Says, nice to be back on the live streams. Missed you guys.
Welcome
with 3
back.
hearts. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Albrain says, it's been a minute since I've watched a live stream. Thank you for joining us. Lots of people joining. It's so awesome.
Etsley says, work has kicked my butt, LOL. I hear you, Etsley, and I want to let you know the story I'm about to read is yours. So at least you got that tonight. Unless you don't want your story read, in which case let us know. You have like 5 minutes. What else is on here? Melissa says, y'all, I really want to be here, but I'm working. Totally understand it. If you can't be here, these will be here afterwards.
Right. What was I going to say? Oh, I did post a new design for the horror icons
so cool.
Theme we have going for this fall on Patreon. So if you guys head over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast, if you're not a patron, becoming a patron is only $1 and you get to see the 2 designs I have up right now. And I really like them. They're really fun. Sorry, I know my fingers are doing stuff, but I think they're really fun. I hope you guys like them. What I have planned for Patreon this season is I'm going to make a whole bunch of different horror icons, like costumed ghost horror icons. But for the Badge of Honor tiers and above, they're all going to get random ones. So I'm going to...
So when we have our first ever Scary-ish Con, you guys can all bring your pins and trade.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of fucking awesome if we did that. The Snark has just resubscribed for the 11th month and said 11 months. Woo!
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Thank you. Sincerely, we appreciate you.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that it'll be fun for everyone to kind of see the different ones. Yeah, and the different ones you can get. So
Vivian says, question of the week, what is the biggest misjudgment you have ever made? Robbins is sitting right next to her, helping her host the show. Me.
Oh, yes, you. Boop.
Jace says, okay, I'm here. Good. We almost stopped the show, Jace. I started calling hospitals. Seriously, though, it's good to have you. Anna says, oh my God, guys, stop. And then confirm the spelling. Vivian says, Twitter is for tweeting, Instagram is for Instagramming, and Facebook is for Facebooking. Lies. Do not lie to me. Some shout outs for Spooky Mom. Britt Newt says, hello, you both look so fancy.
Thank you so much.
Vivian says, I've been spreading the word to my friends about Arkansas being named before Kansaw and the switch pronunciations. Good. Let's do that for Arkansas. They don't deserve all the shit I gave them growing up. What else do we got here? Vivian says, the eating of frozen stuff reminds me of that episode of Friends where Joey's fridge breaks and he eats everything.
Yep.
Never seen that episode. Jace, because I never watched it. Jace says, I don't like that. Not sure if it's in reference to something that's going on in the story or Arkansas, Kansaw. Then Joey tries to pretend the other people broke it to convince them to help pay for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, was that the fridge or was that the chair? No, maybe it was the fridge. Because someone bumps into the fridge and I like that.
What'd you do?
Yeah, and they're like, you gotta help me pay for it now or something like that.
It's funny. Anna says, sometimes your gut instincts are right. Have you guys ever listened to the sound of the sun? I have. I almost brought it up because it is fucking awesome.
Does it just sound like explosions?
Yeah. It sounds like a continuous constant explosion, just like at like the highest level you can ever imagine. And I'm pretty sure that's the sound from like here if you're in space.
Huh.
Where it's like, I can't imagine how loud it would. It's just a giant ball of fire. It's like a giant nuclear reaction of fire, which would be very loud.
Would you say that sun is on fire?
I fucking knew you were going to do it.
Fire.
Oh, I thought you were going, sex is on fire. I thought you were doing it to that beat.
Oh, no.
Either way, the yes is the answer. It is on fire, quite literally. Taylor says, yay, I'm back. Missed y'all. Aldane says, what up? Thank you for joining us, Taylor and Aldane. We appreciate you. Aldane says, switching to Twitch so I can get points.
That's hilarious.
I totally understand, man. I would do it too. I am just the steward of YouTube. Jay says, that was on Supernatural, like on season 1. It was. They made a movie out of it too, the Tulpa, where they try and like create a boogeyman and will it into existence, and they do, and it comes after them. Vivian says, can I will $5 million into existence? You can if you work hard enough and you believe in your dreams.
Jaxie Babe says, being from Kansas, the Kansaw thing really rocked my world. It messes me up just a little every time.
Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
I mean, Arkansas
came first.
Kansas, right?
I've talked so much shit about Arkansas being unoriginal, and they came first. I'm just like, maybe there's a bunch of people in Kansas calling it Kansas, and then they finally made it official because Arkansas like snuck in and stole the name from them. And they're like, what the hell, man? Like, we thought of that first. They're like, it's our Kansas, Arkansas.
Wow.
What's up?
It's our Kansas. It's pretty good.
But I don't know. All I know is what the the Googles told me. So Akbar says, please thank the Snark for the gift of the subscription. Thank you, Snarked, for gifting subscriptions. You're a wonderful human being. We love you. Blanca Bello says, hola. And Vivian says, Joey pushed Ross into the fridge and then was like, come on, man, you broke my fridge. That'll be $400, please. There you go. Now we know what happened in that episode of Friends. I'm sure it was like primary on everyone's minds.
I love Friends.
Are you caught up?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let me go ahead and mark this, and I'll move into my first one of the night. It's been marked. All right. I'm going to move into my first one of the night.
Thanks.
So it is from Etsley, who is currently watching, and the subject is Wiccan Handyman, in parentheses, not sexual, LMAO, I promise.
Oh my God.
Boo, boo, boo. That's from me. Just kidding.
Is that what you're into?
Wiccan Handyman? I mean, I'll Google it and see what comes up, but I don't know. I won't knock it till I try it. It starts out like this. It's your boy, Etsley, pronounced Etsley. Again, and I got a spooky story from my young/childhood urban explorer days here in Vegas. Got some adventures from Mexico, too. Something in tonight's chat, and that means when they were watching live, because folks do that, and you folks should try it, too. But something in tonight's chat totally brought this experience back, so thanks and fuck you. LOL.
Wow.
Also, sorry if it's long. I tried to remember it as best I could. Feel free to share on the podcast. But anywho, into the story. I was always a really adventurous kid, and something about exploring has always called out to me. So as a result, I love sneaking into any abandoned places I could find. Totally the same way. I don't know if Robin's that way.
Nope.
But I am that way too. Many of the places I snuck into were abandoned for a few months because I wasn't quite brave enough to break into older buildings. In parentheses, the older it is, the more ghosts there could be. LOL. It's a pretty good rationale.
So you must have a lot of ghosts in you.
Because I'm old. That's mean. So when a house, maybe that's why I'm so big. So when a house near my neighborhood had been abandoned for a couple weeks, I decided it was safe enough to explore without causing any trouble. But as I planned my adventure, a girl I like shared interest in exploring too. In parentheses, we'll call her Maria. 12-year-old me.
Did you just kiss a girl named Maria?
God.
I've never seen West Side Story.
You've never seen West Side Story?
No, I just know that song.
This is a true story. I saw West Side Story in 8th grade because I used to have a class called music, which I don't know if any kids still have it because it's been taken out of the curriculum so many places.
I took music class.
It's like music appreciation. We watched West Side Story, and I grew up in a place called Boone Grove, Indiana. So my middle school was called Boone Grove Middle School, and it was, as you can guess, primarily Caucasian. And I believe...
Was it in a boon or a grove?
No. It was not. What's a boon?
I don't know, the boonies.
You mean boondies? I mean, it wasn't the
What's a
boondies. It means like out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, this was supposed to be brief, but it's veered off into long. We watched a stupid movie, West Side Story. It's about like the gang of whites versus the gang of Puerto Ricans. The gang of whites is called the Jets. The gang of Puerto Ricans is called the Shark. I'm Puerto Rican. Only Puerto Rican dude in my class. Probably the only Puerto Rican kid in the middle school. So as soon as we left the classroom after watching the movie, all my friends are like, we're Jets and you're a shark. And they start like snapping at me and coming at me. I was like, I will fucking beat the shit out of every single one of you. Like, this casual racism shit will end now. And I went home and I was like, why aren't there more sharks in my school?
But you're half and half.
They don't recognize half and half. Back there, it's the one drop rule. Like, they knew I was not white, and that's what it was, straight up. So I was a shark, and every time someone brings up West Side Story, I'm just like, trigger. Like,
Wow.
8th grade me is like, I will punch an 8th grader in the face, I swear. All right, I swear I'm getting back to your story, Etsley. They're watching live, and they're like, why the fuck is Adam talking so much? It continues. But as I planned my adventure, a girl I like shared interest in exploring too. We'll call her Maria. That's what set us off. 12-year-old me couldn't think of a cooler hangout idea, so I asked her to come with me. Apparently, spooky stuff is actually a really good bonding experience, LMFAO. But anyway, we met up after school and walked to the house. It wasn't old, but sometimes in the 80s or 90s, built sometime in the 80s or 90s, I guess. But from what you could see, it was like my own home. Using that, I thought there might be some kind of sliding door in the backyard like my house had. And there was. It was surprisingly unlocked, which was strange because all house owners leave the doors locked until real estate agents can try selling it. but we couldn't see any cars or people inside the house on our way to the back as all the curtains were drawn. It was off-putting, but I shrugged it off because
Demons.
I wanted to be the brave, cool guy for my crush. This is adorable. This is like Stranger Things. So let's see if it works out like Stranger Things. Maybe it's like It.
They're sacrificing someone inside.
Oh, God. We stepped inside. In parentheses, leaving the sliding door open, LOL. Good. That way you can make your escape. I hate you so much. Well, here's the thing. You leave the sliding door open so you can run out if you need to, but then when you hear it close, you know you're fucked and you're trapped. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, leaving the sliding door open to find the place completely trashed.
Whoa.
The back door led immediately into a kitchen/dining area, but it was obvious someone had gotten there first as they had taken the stove and tried to take the dishwasher and disassembled most of the sink. It wasn't uncommon for people to scrap what they could from houses, but I hadn't known they could do it so quickly. I was a bit unnerved, but I could still see the tools laying around the remainder of the sink, which meant people could still be nearby, but decided to push on anyway while Maria stuck close and put her hand on my shoulder. Nice. So I could be her shield against the rest of the dark house. In parentheses, it made my little heart flutter, LMFAO. From our view in the kitchen, I want everyone that has a story like this where they try to impress their crush, scarish or not, to fucking share it with us because this is such a good story. From our view in the kitchen, there was a door directly ahead to our left, then an opening to the living room to the right, and finally a long hallway that split into 2 bedrooms, each one on either side of the hall. We decided to check the closest door, the one to our left, and poked our heads inside to see. Nothing. It was a pitch black room, no sunlight or windows anywhere, until I realized it was the garage. We fumbled around in the dark trying to find anything interesting, but gave up because we couldn't see a thing. Maria suggested the bedrooms because we should have been able to see if we opened the curtains a little. Shout out to Midnight Lovelace who just followed us on Twitch.
Thank you so much.
The story continues. So we set off, still sticking close together, in parentheses, the highlight of the whole experience, until we passed the living room entirely into the hallway. Just as we stepped foot on the carpet, I heard a sickening crunch. I looked down to see glass, and more of it haphazardly strewn down the hall to the bedroom on the right, where the door was ajar. Maria and I looked at each other, and we both felt that get the fuck out of here instinct, but my curiosity was killing me, so I reassured her, telling her we should check it out. I think she wanted to wait for me outside, but felt I would probably walk into my murder because of my stupid curiosity, so she made me promise we'd run if something happened. I pinky promised, so you're sworn for life. You pinky promised, and
with
we
his crush. That's the best
this is
part.
adorable. I pinky promised, and we tried avoiding the glass where we could until we reached the room. With one last glance at each other, we peeked inside. To our complete amazement and abject horror, there were 5 burnout candles in the form of a pentagram, broken picture frames, and a mason jar filled with some leaves / some kind of plant.
I told you it was a sacrifice.
I don't believe in energies. I hope you could hear my air quotes. But the way that room felt was something electric, in parentheses, and not in a good way. It was genuinely a sight that instantly fills you with dread, and the whole room felt awful to be inside of. Even so, being terrified out of my fucking mind, I cautiously crept in and leaned down to pick up a candle. It was still warm, and I nearly dropped it out of shock. Turning around to show Maria, I noticed an open closet right next to the door.
No. Someone's got to be in there.
I couldn't see much, but I saw a huge opening like an attic hatch. As I strained to see what was up there, I caught a flash of movement, as if someone was moving to avoid being seen. I've never turned noped so damn fast. I was damn near an Olympic runner, grabbing Maria's hand and almost dragging her with me while running over the glass in the hall, not even caring about the noise we were making. Bursting into the backyard, trying to lower our fucking blood pressure, I asked if she saw it too. From her view in the hall, she didn't even, quote, know there was a closet. I wanted to talk more, but we almost pissed ourselves a second time when we heard, "Do you live here?"
Oh my God, no!
We spun around to see a woman in business clothing holding a clipboard. This bitch is clearly a realtor, just from your description. We assumed she was a real estate agent, approaching us from the other backyard gate. She looked annoyed, but we weren't going to stay to find out what else she was feeling, because we booked it out of the backyard and into the main street, running as fast as our little legs could take us. We got away pretty scot-free, but Maria and I talked about it for days after. But now that I think about this whole repressed memory, I still wonder who or what was in the attic. Was it some person doing witchcraft who then hid when they heard us come in? Or some handyman who didn't want to get caught stealing a sink?
Oh my god.
Or maybe a Wiccan handyman who was multitasking when we rudely interrupted? That's so good, and the title now makes sense. Honestly, my curiosity will be the fucking death of me, LMFAO. But thanks for listening, guys, and sorry about the jumbled mess of my writing. Spooky Mom Linda, you're the MVP. That's was
really good.
So good,
That's
man. That's like a season of Stranger Things, and I enjoyed it immensely. I think what you stumbled upon was other kids just like you who just found a book about pentagrams and plants. They were trying to probably, like, I don't know, summon Groot or some shit, and they heard you coming down the hall when you stepped on the shit, obviously, when you stepped on the glass, and went into the attic because that was their escape plan. I hope we get an email later on in the lifetime of Scary-ish where it's like, me and my friends went to go perform our first spell, and we saw a creature creeping down the hallway at us with 2 heads.
Miranda says, meanwhile, some teen Wiccan has just finished her first ritual.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that story was excellent. Etzley, thank you so much for sending it to us. We appreciate you. And everyone, send us your childhood memories of Scooby-Dooing around like this because they're just so damn funny. Or crush stories where you made an ass of yourself or, like, pulled it off. You got, like, a hug or something out of it, or a hand on the shoulder, or maybe even held hands, because this is just so wholesome. I love it. So thank you. All right, let's look over into Stream Chat and see what you folks had to say.
Midnight Lovely says, I didn't even realize I was late. Sorry, you are totally fine. You're just in time.
No worries whatsoever.
Glitch says, nope. Hashtag bye, Ashley. That's some Craft shit. And then Miranda says, The Craft was so stupid. I agree. That movie's horrible. But Adam likes it. Yeah.
Craft is so good.
It's just not good.
I mean, it's not accurate, but it's good.
It's not accurate. Glitch says, it was classic 90s. And I agree. It is classic 90s. Classic 90s piece of trash.
Yeah. There's, like, the most classic 90s piece of trash called Friends.
Oh, my gosh.
The whole thing is garbage.
No, it's not. I love Friends.
You know who else will be there for you when the blah starts to blah? The garbage man to take out the garbage, also known as Friends.
That's like something from Scott Pilgrim where it's like,
oh yeah,
the maid will clean you up on Monday.
Number 3
or something. Yeah. No. Is he number 3?
He's 3 or 4.
Maybe he is 3.
Because Scott becomes 4.5. Remember, he has the Fantastic Four T-shirt, and they put a 0.5 on it. So I'm pretty sure he's 3 because that happens. Ooh, no, I don't know what number he is.
No, he can't be because the twins. There's the twins.
Twins are 5 and 6.
There's her girlfriend. Then there's Brandon Roth. There's Chris Evans.
God, Chris Evans is so fucking good in that movie.
There's Gideon.
Gideon is 7. You just jumped from 2 to 7.
There's
Matthew Patel, who's number 1.
Matthew Patel is number 1.
Yeah, we did them completely out of order.
Yeah.
This is how Robin's brain works. 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 7, 1. That's what we just did. Fucking nailed it. All right, let's go ahead and look over at some of the stream chat and see what's going on.
The maid comes in.
That was amazing.
That's so okay. Anyway,
Akbar says, thanks for keeping me company while the school slowly drains my soul. That's so fucking funny.
Dre says, it was my favorite movie. The Snark says Roxy was number 4.
Roxy was 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets pissed off after he fights Roxy. That's okay. So he was 3.
So he is 3.
I'm not crazy about that.
So Brandon Roth is 3. So it goes Matthew Patel, Chris Evans, then Brandon Roth, then Roxy. Then the twins, then Gideon.
Yes, that is correct. So it goes Matthew Patel, Captain America, Superman.
Oh my God.
And then I don't know if any of the rest of them are superheroes. All right. Getting back to some of this YouTube chat. Anna says to Akbar, you can do it. You're a survivor. You're going to make it. You're non-gon stop. That is weird to read. Vivian explained the rest of that Friends thing. Akbar says, a special day for Muslims is coming where our prayers are more likely to be answered. Anything you guys want to ask God, just to take care of everyone. So I'm not sure which holiday is coming up, but it's really awesome that you are asking for other people to channel your prayers. That's pretty awesome. Vivian says, please protect everyone I care about and let my mom let me get a pug so I can squish its face.
Aww.
Anna says, please pray for happiness for all the spooky friends, please. Jay says, please pray for some good-ass bread. West Side Story is a BOP.
It's a bop.
What's a bop?
Bop. It bops.
I just learned about slaps a couple years ago, and I still refuse to use it.
Bop is an old term. It's not a new term.
Never heard it.
Oh, my gosh.
Never heard it
You don't know
once.
how to bop.
I used the word whiff when I was talking about how I missed something, and Robin lost her shit. Like, why are you saying that? What does that even mean? I've never heard you say that before. So bop is not the worst thing that's ever happened.
The Snark and the Scriptery both want to point out that Captain Marvel is also in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh my God, Captain Marvel dates Superman. Their sex would shatter worlds. That's so cool.
But it's cross.
It can happen. They've crossed over before. Superman has totally lifted Thor's hammer before.
What?
Mjolnir has totally been lifted by Superman. 100% true.
Huh.
Google it. I want to see Darkseid and Thanos fight. That'd be cool. Anna says, Adam, did you live in the boonies?
See, I think it's the boonies. I've never heard of the boondies.
I don't know, I've heard boondies.
What is boondies?
Same thing as the boonies.
Nope.
Just means the middle of nowhere. Vivian says, I have still, and I'm a young bean. Oh my God, that's a great rapper name for me. Young bean in the house. That's hilarious. Jay says, go off, sis. That's so funny. Awkward says, I'm so happy you guys didn't pray for yourselves, but prayed for others instead. Yeah, that is very telling about the type of people you folks are, because we love you. Anna says, I keep saying Anna because of fucking Frozen. I've done it every show for like the last 50 weeks. Anna says, Mama is watching me now. Best behaviors, y'all. Check yourself before you Shrek yourself.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Anna's mom. Thank you for watching. Jay says, oh, pray for everyone to see a cute dog. That would be good. That's a pretty good one. And then people started reacting to the story.
Yeah, it's a scary story,
Nope,
dude.
nope. Get the fuck out of that house. No. Jay says, you burn the house. Anna says,
It's a horror movie.
oh, hell
It's
no. This is a horror movie. She's going to be next.
But no, see, you know why they survived? Because they didn't sleep together.
That's true. I guess that's true. Vivian says, Young Bean is here to drop some bars. Puts on sunglasses. I'm a waste of space. I'm a disgrace to the human race. Word. No, you're not.
So the Snark says, what does biff mean then? If
Biff means fall down. Like
Okay.
it's like to eat shit. Like to fall down flat on your face is to biff it. At least that's how it's always been.
I've
to
never
me.
heard of that word before, so learn
Biff
a new
is
thing.
also, I mean, I think the reason that eat shit came around is because Biff from Back to the Future literally eats shit. Like he crashes into the poop thing, remember? And has it like crumple over into his convertible, and he has shit all over him. I'm pretty sure that's where that came around, when someone's like, Biff ate shit, so like when you biff it, you're eating shit. I don't know.
Okay.
That's just where my brain goes.
Miranda says, I don't know, Superman's faster than speeding bullets, so the sex wouldn't
Wow.
be that good.
You got to take your time with it, Soups. Like, go nice and slow.
Chessie Cat says, I'm with Robin. It's called Boonies.
Whatever, folks. I call it Boondies. Maybe it's a Northwest Indiana thing.
Or it's just a you thing.
Maybe. Anna says, Mama's sharing her ice cream with me. Hashtag good ghosty. That's a good way. That's a good example of hashtag good ghosty.
Luna Bin says, internet crashing and I'm back. Jaxie Babe says, I've heard boondocks, which is like the longer term for boondies/boonies. I've never heard boondocks used like that.
Yeah.
I've only heard it in, like Boondock Saints.
What do you think it's referencing? Oh, there's also the show called The Boondocks.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, it's just about the same shit. It's like, anyways. Britt Newt says, have to agree with Adam. Friends is terrible. Sorry, Robin. Also, that poor real estate agent, right? She's having the worst day. She probably went in there and found, like, the Wiccan people and, like, get the hell out of my attic. Whoever got caught got blamed for all that shit. 100%. Vivian says, I biff once a day. I hurts each times. That's hilarious.
The Snark says, the American expressions are the last bastion of this language that I can't learn. Yeah.
I mean, they're all not very complicated. Like, English slang, I feel, has, like, some complication to it. It's almost like
there are just
some
so
more
many
thought.
colloquialisms that make it really difficult to learn.
Yeah. It's a really
Because-
big country, and slang is different, like, everywhere you go in this country, and it's kind of annoying. The best example, if you want to order a Coke, depending on where you're at,
Pop, Coke.
it's pop where I'm from, it's soda out here, it's soda pop some places, and in a lot of places in the South, general name for soda is Coke. So like if you go to Florida and you're like, can I have a Coca-Cola or a Coke? They're like, which kind? It's like Coke. They're like, oh, okay, cool. It's like I have to say it twice. Like, can I have a Coke? Like, it's just weird. But there's a lot of shit like that, especially in America.
Let's see. Luna Bin says, I made myself into a clown and I can't get this white makeup off. And then Miranda suggests olive oil to take it off. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Olive oil is supposed to be good for your skin, though, too.
It's
I don't know.
terrifying that you made yourself into a clown, though. Akbar says, ain't no waste of space. Your presence is holy like amazing grace. You will always be important to the special place in my heart. That's where we all start. Move at your own space. Says less rap, but it's pretty good. I like that retort to someone saying that they're worthless. So
Aw,
good stuff.
It's cute.
Way to support each other. You guys
Oh
are
my
great.
God. Anna says, did it hurt when you biffed from heaven?
That's great. That one's really good.
Oh, man.
I will tell you, folks, that I don't know why this came around. I was thinking about the movie Pop Star, with Lonely Island, the guys from Saturday Night Live, with Adam,
All the songs
Andy
are
Samberg.
so horrible.
They're so good. They're so catchy.
Ugh.
And I have one called Finest Girl in my head. If you want a real fucking banger to slap in your head for a while, I just hope I use that correctly. Listen to this song because it's just so fucking stupid and funny. I
all
love
week
it so
far,
much.
Adam's been saying like, "Listen to this, it slaps," and I'm just like, "What?
I will like message her like,
this mean?
you should listen to this. And then I put like ... like checks current slang dictionary slaps with a question mark because I'm so not confident in the term. All right, we are halfway done with our stories for the night. Robin has the next one. We are caught up, and at this point, we are really just talking to you folks. We're gonna wind up having a session one day where we just get on the air and just talk to you guys and like not have the emails. I hopefully will have something to announce in the next couple days about some stuff like that. I took some time out of work and I drew up a plan on a diagram program that I have at work for how I could arrange this room for something fun. Similar to the Mario Party challenge that Robin and I did against each other. We have discussed this, and you're looking at me like you've never heard it. We've been discussing it for like a month.
I just didn't realize you were going to change the entire room around.
I'm not. I just need to set up the entire room like I just said, the same way that we did when we did the Super Mario Party one, where it's like we have a giant TV here.
Why do you have to draw a diagram?
Because I wanted to, okay? Because it has to run through that computer. We talked about this. I don't know why you have to question me like we're in interrogation. Can someone pull one of those lights down and put it in my face so Robin can ask me more questions about this? So, fun stuff. This is super awkward. I think she's going to read her next email now.
All right, so this next email that I'm going to read is titled, "You Can Read This on the Pod," which is solid. It begins. "Hey, Adam and Robin."
Hello.
Hello. My name's Karina. First off, I would love to thank you guys for doing what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are absolutely amazing. And second, I would like to apologize for how long this email is. And you guys can pick what stories you want to read or split them up or something because I have a lot
We're
of
just going to power through them.
Okay. I first found you guys when I was looking for new podcasts to listen to on Spotify. I never realized how big Spotify was.
Karina is also watching right now in YouTube.
Oh,
so
snap.
2 out of 3 of the emails that have been read tonight have been read to the viewers who are currently watching, which is pretty awesome.
All right.
That's exciting.
So Spotify, shout out to Spotify, is what it's typed there. I didn't actually say it. That's Adam's job to say it.
Shout out to Spotify.
I went through like 10 of them from all different genres, and to me, they were all so boring. Then I happened across the Scariest podcast. You had only 3 episodes out at the time. Holy shit, you've been here for forever.
Right? Sorry about those early episodes. I don't know if they were good or not. I haven't heard them in a long time.
But as soon as I hit play on the first episode, I fell in love. Oh, you're so sweet. You guys keep me company when I'm cleaning, working on my art, and just when I have nothing to do. Your jokes are hilarious, and your topics are just perfect. I love that you started having story time, and I've wanted to send some of my stories that I've heard. I personally have not experienced anything scary or paranormal, knock on wood, but a lot of my family has, especially my grandmother. Back a couple of years ago, I was all over paranormal/scary stories. I'd go on as many ghost tours that I could find in my travels and even went so far as to try and contact something or someone from the other side. A very stupid thing to do, but
Were you just trying to say hello from the other side?
Well,
or was it more nefarious? Like were you trying to bind it to
technically,
your
we're
will?
the other side, right?
I mean,
if we're saying
whichever
hello
side
from the
you're
other
on,
side.
technically the other side is the other side. So to a ghost, she would just be saying hello from the other side.
All right, solid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that Adele song is about. What's it called?
Really?
Skyfall?
No.
She just looks at me
Hello
like,
from the other
"Is it?"
side is hello from the other side.
I know, that was the joke.
Oh, okay. Once I started dating my now boyfriend, who is a devout Christian, as I am, he begged me to stop messing with that kind of stuff. He was terrified because his uncle, who was a priest, became possessed while on a ghost tour or something, and eventually died from it.
Whoa.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, that is scary.
I respect my boyfriend's wishes, so I stopped trying to contact things. I stopped with the tours and even stopped watching and listening to scary things. Except you guys, I couldn't give you up. Aw, thank you. I think we're more funny than scary. I don't think we're scary at all, really. Right?
It depends on the episode. Some of the stuff we've covered, people get really freaked out. Yeah, we cover scary stuff, but we do it from a place of humor because we're silly assholes, and that's just how we do stuff. So I think we're aptly named.
Man, my nose is so itchy. Before I
Is it
gave
full of
up,
bugs?
No, it's not full of bugs. The tip is itchy, and I don't want to
scratch off your makeup.
Yeah,
that is
so
my
like,
concern every time I touch my nose and my face during the show. Is my makeup's gonna come off? Everyone's gonna be like, "Ugh, look at it! It's
Look at
hideous."
Red-cheeked weirdo.
He's disgusting.
Okay, so before I gave up all the ghost things, I asked almost every family member to give up the juicy details of any creepy / paranormal experience they had. The only person who had any stories was my grandmother, and oh boy, she had some stories. Story number 1, not so scary. I think this is going to be like increase in scariness.
You think they're going to do that to us? I mean, she's watching right now. Karina, does this scale up? Like, warn us if it does so I can step out of the room for the 4th story. Actually, I can't do that. I'm not wearing pants.
Oh, she also says, by the way, my boyfriend recently broke up with me because he's a jerk. So frick him.
Wow. What a jerk. Yeah. Frick him. Hopefully you guys are back together or you've moved on for someone better.
It says it on there.
Oh, it says it over there?
Yeah, it says it on YouTube.
Interesting.
So, yes.
You're better off, Karina. You don't need him. F him.
So my grandmother, who grew up in Mexico, told me that when she was little, she had an aunt who had the quote-unquote evil eye, where whenever her aunt looked at someone, she would have to touch them in order to keep them from getting sick. What?
That's an evil... I thought you were just talking about like when you make someone mad and they give you the stink eye, not like you make someone mad and they try and kill you.
My coworkers yesterday said that I gave them the stink eye, and I was like, I don't even know what that is.
That's just her face.
What is that? I have resting bitch face, but when I came into work and I looked at them, I didn't give them a stink eye. I was just like giving them a look like, what are you looking at?
The fuck you looking at? No. Yeah, that's healthy. I have people ask me all the time, like, what's wrong? And I like look at them like, this is just my face. Like, there's nothing wrong. I was born like this. Maybe he's born with it.
I was going to say maybe it's just Maybelline. Okay. Anyway,
I'm just born with it.
One time, her aunt went to someone's house. This is Maybelline. Not really. It's MAC, but okay.
It is MAC makeup. Shout out to MAC makeup.
Yes, and can you please sponsor us? I would love it.
That would be fantastic.
One time, her aunt went to someone's house that had a pet bird, and when she left, the next day, the bird died.
Wow.
What? Another instance, she'd forgotten to touch one of my grandma's cousins who had to be driven back to her aunt's house the next day just to be touched. She said he was so violently ill that he was throwing up all the way over. After he was touched, though, the sickness immediately stopped. So that's creepy.
Would you say that she's down with the sickness?
Oh, my God.
Do you think she has to touch them and go like, wah?
Oh. No.
Don't tell me you weren't thinking it. Come on.
I wasn't thinking it, but oh my God. Okay, anyway.
Sorry.
God.
Didn't mean to derail the story.
Story number 2 is demonic, apparently. My grandma had a friend whose mother was very disturbed, and it got to the point where they thought she was possessed. She was, so they brought in a priest. She said that the friend's mother was put in a rocking chair in the middle of the room and was surrounded by salt. When the priest started the exorcism, her friend said her mother started screaming and pointing in the corner, saying there was someone there. My grandma did not tell me anything else about the exorcism, but she did say that it was successful. That's good.
Yeah.
Story number 3 is titled The Curse. I don't know who this person was or how my grandmother knew her or the story. I don't remember, but I remember what happened. So there was this woman who was perfectly fine, perfectly happy, and loved by everyone. One day, she started hearing voices telling her to do things. At one point, she tried to jump into oncoming traffic, and she was put in a mental institution.
Wow. That reminds me of that one topic that you covered. The twins? Yeah, the twins that just snapped.
The twins that the one just kept running into the road.
Yeah.
It's creepy. Well, one of her kids was going through drawers in her house and found a box with a picture of her mom in it. One of her mom's brushes, a candle, and a piece of her mom's hair I'm assuming was in this box. She knew exactly what it was. It was a curse that had been placed on her mother. It turns out that one of the woman's neighbors was extremely jealous and wanted to ruin her good life. The woman who had placed the curse, after some convincing, eventually agreed to break the curse. That's messed up.
After some convincing, like, take this curse off my mom.
That reminds me of that one story we did way, way back where...
I know exactly what you're thinking of.
With the kid's grandma. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. That's I think it's Storytime 3. I had to look that up for someone because we were talking about it. It was, I went back for that bachelor party and my friend...
The one that messes the most people up?
Yeah, my friend who listens to the show brought it up around my friends who don't and was just like, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, I had to pause recording. I was so scared. And that is 100% true. So check that story out. That's another scary one that's similar to that. Stop cursing people. That's just messed up.
Story 4 is titled Knocking. My grandmother was at a friend's house with her husband eating dinner when they heard a knock on the second floor balcony window. They could see the window perfectly from the table and saw that there was no one and no way there could have been a knock. To her surprise and terror, her friend looked to the window and said, "Come in." No way.
Why would
Why?
you do that?
Oh my God. Ugh.
Haven't you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer? He's on the second floor. He doesn't invite him in. That's just how it goes. I'm talking about the movie, not the show.
Apparently, when you hear a knock like that, it's someone who's recently passed, and it's polite to invite them in or something. Well, my grandma and grandpa came home. Immediately, they got a call saying that one of their family members had passed.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's scary because, like, what if it's not? What if it's something else and then you invite them in? It's like, you live with demons now.
We had that story from
It's just so creepy.
that lady who said, like, her and her mom talked about ways they could signal each other if one of them passed away. And then, like, all the toys came on in that room she stayed in the night her mom passed away.
Yeah.
But she, like, she got a really horrible feeling, and she realized it wasn't her mom. Like, it was something, like, messing with her, trying to get into her life.
Yeah.
Like, that's just scary.
It's just like the Annabelle creation movie.
It
where,
is.
Where the thing was like, oh, we're your daughter. Let us in. Oh, and it ends up being this evil
Well, it's
being.
their goddamn fault. They literally say, like, we were praying to God, and that didn't work, so we decided to pray to anything. It's like, well, that's a dickhead move. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
It's just so, ugh. Anyway, continuing on. I have more stories, but I think I'll send them in later because this one's getting too long. Thank you guys for making my hard times less unbearable and keeping me company when I'm working. I hope you guys get to read this on the pod. P.S. Thank you, Adam's mom, for reading through this. Oh, you guys are so sweet. It probably has so many errors, and thank you for all the work you do for the amazing podcast. Love you guys, Karina. P.S.S. Omen Baby's attached. Cat's name is Gus. He's a butthole. And my bird's name is Noodle. Aww. He's a turd, but I love them both.
Thank you for sending that in, Karina.
Yeah,
it's
thank you
super
so
good.
much.
Thank you for joining. Karina let us know, too. This is the first time she's joined us live.
What?
Perfect,
What are the odds?
Perfect timing,
What
Karina.
are the odds?
Solid
And you just had
stuff.
to make a horrible joke.
Which one?
Yeah.
That's a good joke. I'm sorry. I'm pretty proud of that joke. It wasn't like uncouth. It was just silly. So good stuff. Thank you so much for sending that in. Sorry that we talked over most of it, but yeah, good stuff. All right, let's look and see what you folks had to say during that one. What do we have over here? Let me scooch this coffee out of the way.
The Snarked says, I have resting bitch voice. Apparently, I'm incapable of sounding sincere.
You've always been nice to me, Snarked.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I feel like your voice is fine. I don't what is this resting bitch voice? I don't know.
Maybe you just have a hard time suffering fools, well, because I know where you work, because we've worked together, and that place is filled with them.
Or it's something like someone's sad and you don't know how to be sad.
That could be.
And so you're just like,
He said he's not good at sounding sincere, but I don't know. I think you're a very sincere person.
Let's see. Oh, gosh. No. My computer's like zooming in. Enhance?
That looks terrible. Click reset.
Oh. Sweet.
There you go.
All right. Let's see.
My eyelids are twitching because I'm sleepy. I'm a sleepy boy, but I have all this coffee in me, so I'm just going to push through it. All right. I found Did It Hurt When You Biffed from Heaven? That's the top.
All right. Tessie Cat says, "Aw, poor birdie. My white bird freaked me out today. She had something red all over her, and I thought she was bleeding, but I finally figured out I got her a red treat, and she got it all over."
Aw. That's funny.
Queen Caffeine says, "My stupid internet keeps going out today, and I'm ready to flip my freaking lid." Did anyone notice Cox's internet going out across the country?
Completely. I think it was it was like Thursday last week. I was so relieved it didn't happen while we were recording. Like the whole, like it was like, it's going to be out for like 8 hours. And I was like, check the map of the outage. And it was like literally everywhere Cox services was down. So that's kind of crazy. Vivian says, "Ow, I'm in my pigsty of a room and I stepped on a thumbtack."
Oh,
that sucks. Jay says, "Yay, Adam uses terms." And then Anna says, "You did. Go, Adam." So I guess I used those terms correctly. Yay, I'm like a youngling again.
Miranda says, "OMG, my daughter's ex had a parrot who loved pomegranates. He looked like he was covered with blood."
That's funny.
Animals are the cutest thing. Watching turtles eat strawberries, it's like they're murdering
That is
something.
super cute.
It's awesome.
Vivian says, "Y'all got to listen to the song called Bust Your Kneecaps by the band Pomplamoose." Interesting.
All right.
Vivian says, "It is a bop and a half."
Okay. Let's see. Miranda says, like when Dean called out to any angel out there when it comes to the Annabelle creation thing, because then he got the angel that was like a bad guy.
Yeah, Dean was like, "I'm praying, like, I'll owe you. You know what that means." And all the angels were like, "Let's go kill him," except for like the one that shows up. Lucky guy.
Let's see. Lunabin says, I just gotta say I love these live streams / hangouts. We love them too.
We do. Karina says, also, they were amazing. I'm not sure in reference to which part. Anna after that says, they are. Adam and Robin are really good and very talented people.
Aww.
I put very in there, and that's not there. I'm a self-serving asshole. I apologize. Vivian says, it is about a guy breaking up with in reference to the song. It is about a guy breaking up with a girl whose family is in the mafia, and she's warning him that her family will not be pleased, and he should probably leave the country as soon as possible. That's a pretty good song. I was going to say it's a pretty good story. I guess it's both.
The Snark says when Cox went out, it was probably a Skynet update.
Hey, the upload speed has
our upload
it's gone up by like better. 4.5 to 5 times since that happened, which is the problem that has happened with us lagging. We've dropped 0 frames this episode. It also helps that my mom doesn't have to work at the exact same time because she works hard and like round the clock. So a lot of times when we're streaming, she's actually downstairs also working. So the bandwidth isn't the best. But hey, I'm totally cool with like that shit going down and coming back up, working better. This is when Karina in the YouTube chat let us know that her boyfriend broke up with her. Her boyfriend broke up with her and is now her ex-boyfriend. And then a lot of people jumped in to defend you. Anna says, hey, y'all, my dad is watching the live stream with me, too. Perks of bogarting the TV in the living room. I hope this point your dad or your mom have been like, this sucks, and gone to another room. I hope they're enjoying the content. Anyways, hello, Dad. Hello, Mom. Vivian says, silly asshole. That is a perfect description of my personality.
When you said that, now all I think is cherry bomb.
Oh, God. Karina says,
love that song.
Also, it's because I was depressed and he couldn't handle it.
I see people that don't know how to handle. That just means he never really actually loved you.
Wow, that's intense.
But it's just like if someone you love is depressed and having a really hard time, you don't break up with them because of that. So fuck him.
I mean I don't know how much experience.
Sorry, Mom
don't
and Dad.
do that. I don't know how much experience this person has, because some people have led charmed enough lives to have never been around a person who's experiencing sadness, and they're just kind of shocked at the exposure to it. He handled it completely wrong. He is an asshole, which sucks. But if he apologizes to you and is like, I want to learn, it's a really good sign.
Yeah.
Shout out to Spooky Zora, who resubscribed for the 5th
Thank you
month.
so much.
The message they resubscribed with was, woo. You just like that I don't woo super loud when they do that, or else I'd be wooing all show and blowing out your eardrums. Anna says, NYX or ELF makeup staying spray is my savior. It makes your makeup last longer, and you can scratch away.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
I just put like, so when they came out with the Agent Carter, the Marvel Agent Carter collection of makeup at Besame, I bought like the whole line just about, and I got their powder. They have like this pearl powder or something like that, pour something powder, but I put that over it, and it did a pretty good job of keeping it like nice and matte and on there. But I've never used a setting spray, so I kind of want to try it. I mean, I have some MAC setting spray, but I never use it. I just don't. I don't know.
Good enough. Vivian says, haha, Adam, you're trapped. Your pantslessness has backfired. It typically does. What else do we got here?
Jay says, I finished a magazine and the back was a Maybelline ad.
That's funny.
They're everywhere, though. Maybelline ads are everywhere.
Vivian says, can good ghosts/spirits possess people like for the better? Like someone who's an alcoholic get possessed and the spirit doesn't let them near alcohol?
That's kind of cool.
Good question. Vivian says, that would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Anna says, my understanding is that spirits like that tend to just move on rather than stick around.
I could see that.
Also, someone was possessed for the better. Would we even hear about it? Usually we only hear about the bad. That is true. Vivian says, Adam, it was so uncouth. Yeah. Cat Beatrix says, hello. Thank you for joining us, Cat Beatrix.
Let's see. Midnight Lovelace says, most of my childhood was spent with a mom on antidepressants, but she is a good mom. Yeah. That's really cool.
That's awesome. You realize how good of a parent you have the older you get, because you don't just remember the good things that they did for you. You realize what they went through while they were doing those things for you, and it makes you appreciate them so much more as an adult. When you become an adult and things get harder, and you're like, damn, man, my parents dealt with all this, plus more shit, plus my shit, and we're still a really good parent. You're like, yeah, I kind of respect them. There's a really good video on College Humor where it's like the 7 stages you see your dad, and it's like superhero when you're a kid, and like the enemy, then he becomes like your hero again, like later in life. It's just really, really cool. And then like your idol, and then eventually like your inspiration when he's like really old. It's a really good video for a site that's usually about like fart jokes. I'm pretty sure I've watched it and cried before. Like,
okay.
oh my god.
Let's see. Chessy Cat says setting spray is the bomb. So does Lunabin. Miranda asks for brand recommendations. Lunabin says Urban Decay All Nighter. I've heard of that one. Haven't splurged and bought it yet. But I love Urban Decay products. I think I've bought a lot of Urban Decay products recently. Actually, I use like their Hydra Gel, which I put underneath like all my foundation stuff because it like keeps your skin moisturized and it makes everything look smoother, to me at least. I don't know. And then I have like their contour palette, and I have what else? Like, I'm using Urban Decay lipstick. Their lipstick is my favorite lipstick, even more so than the MAC Lip Tensity lipstick, which is probably some of the best lipstick I've ever used. But Urban Decay lipstick has like the best colors. I don't know.
I'm wearing powder that I put on my cheeks with a brush that Robin gave me to use, and I know now that it's MAC. I don't know what the name of it is. If I went into a store and I was like, I need the stuff
it's just
for my
their
cheeks.
FX powder. I don't know. Lunabin says, when I'm super desperate and need my makeup to stay for a long time through sweat, I'll use Got to Be Glue hairspray. What? That's kind of a pretty cool hack.
Yeah. Anna says, rephrase, Adam and Robin are really good people and are very talented, because I misread it. Hashtag good ghosty. Thank you so much. Akbar said, I'm leaving. And everyone said bye. I'm guessing you had to go in a hurry. We will be here when you come back, or the video will be here when you return. Anna says, Mom loves you guys. She just said you guys are the most bopping thing on our TV.
Yes, we
hilarious.
All right.
And Karina says, honestly, though, he was so selfish and literally did not care about me. Yeah, you can do better than that. You are so much better off alone than you are with a toxic person. Straight up. So even though he was a dick and he left, at least now you know the kind of person he is, and you don't have to deal with that shit. That is so much better for you. Sincerely, it is.
My hands are really sweaty.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is your
why.
hyperhidrosis kicking up?
No, I don't have that. My sister has that. I don't have that. Let's
Anna
see.
says, setting spray is the best. Give it a whirl. Karina says, oh yeah, and he broke up with me 2 days before my birthday, too. What an asshole.
At least it wasn't on your birthday like Ted Mosby or who else does that? Chandler
Didn't
Bing.
the same chick get broken up with? She was the same chick in both shows to just illustrate that
the same chick
How I
in
Met Your
Friends.
Mother is the same show as Friends.
Yeah, on her birthday.
Well, that's horseshit, and I hope you had a good birthday in spite of.
Yeah.
Despite him, I should say. Brittany says, ugh, what a punk. And Kat Beatrix says, that sucks. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Vivian says, I'm now cleaning my pigsty bedroom. Why do I have so many random thumbtacks? It's a dangerous place. Your room is like a booby trap.
Okay. Midnight Lovelace says, now I'm on antidepressants for anxiety. Sometimes you just need what you need to get through the day. Chessy Cat says, I got an eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay and I love it so much. Miranda's making a list of all this stuff, which is awesome.
We have a lot of stuff going on over here too.
Oh, makeup stuff?
Yeah. First of all, Karina says to Kat, thank you. It still kind of hurts, but as Adam says, keep going. LOL, but I'm leaving for college, reading soon, so I hope I meet better people. You will, and you will have a blast.
College is just where
it's a different
at least,
experience entirely.
I kind of grew up into myself a little bit when I went to college because you're around a whole bunch of different people, not around the people you went to school with forever. So it's all new experiences.
You get to be you and not have people prejudge you off of like what they heard about you. You can just be yourself and then see who you click with, and it's a nice thing.
Get it? Click with? Like click? You can make your own click. Oh my god, get out.
Vivian, I'm going to read these out of order. Vivian says, well, I guess that could be a birthday gift in disguise because he's out of your life now. That is a great way to look at it. Yeah. Good call. And Britt Newt says...
Oh, also, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated. Britt Newt says, I like the e.l.f. setting spray too. Also hold out for the right one, Karina, sorry. I came home from work today to a glass of wine and dinner being prepared. Aww. This is the life we all deserve. Seriously. Like, that's awesome. I'm glad people out there have supportive people in their life like I do. Like, I have Robin.
Oh.
So, and then Monday, I stayed home because we got home late and I didn't want to be jet lagged. So I was like, I'm going to go to the store and find food. And her favorite fish is catfish. And I found catfish at the store. I'm like, boom, I'm making catfish tonight.
So the next day at work yesterday, I was telling my coworkers, like, Adam went and he got catfish. Did you know Smith has catfish? And he like fried up this catfish. And I was so happy. And my coworkers are laughing like, food is the thing that makes you happy all the time.
They say food is the way to a man's heart. Food is just the way to a person's heart. It shows that you know their favorite things, and eating makes a lot of people happy in most cases, and we are definitely eaters. So, fun stuff. I am caught up on my YouTube chat.
Okay, Lunabin says, if y'all need a good palette, try Juvia's Place. The Snark says, I need to find a good foundation. I really like Max FX, Special FX or something powder. That's what I've already gone through 2 compacts of it because it's my favorite thing. It's not a really heavy foundation or anything like that, but it does the job for me, and I don't need any liquid foundation or anything. It just, like, look at Adam's cheeks. They're so cute.
Thank you.
Not that your red cheeks aren't cute, but
they're not appealing when you have lights on your face. I wore this at the wedding we went to as well because I was like, I don't want to ruin your pictures because my cheeks get super red when it gets a light flash on them. I gotta read this. It's just so fucking funny to me. So Vivian says, I'm wearing this nightshirt that says Shakespeare hates your emo poems.
oh my gosh.
I wish I had that shirt because when I had one of my many writing classes at Purdue, I had this chick in one of my writing classes, and I don't mean to disparage anyone or the way you write or your favorite, like poets or writers. Her favorite was Emily Dickinson, and she had never had anything bad happen to her in her entire life, and she'd try and write these poems about sorrow and sadness, and they were all very fake, and she would read them like, my hand touches the cold wind. And I'd just be like, God, I hate her so much. Like, I couldn't help it. Like, I just, like, do you remember The Wedding Singer? When he steps out at the beginning of the movie, Adam Sandler steps out to go, like, talk to someone. Yeah. And he leaves.
Outside?
Yeah, and he leaves George to sing.
Yeah.
And, like, he keeps singing the same song. And then he's like, you got to get back in here, man. They're starting to turn on George. And that person's like, you suck. You suck. Like, the way that guy screams it, that's what was screaming in my head while I had to listen to these emo poems. And if I could have just read that shirt and just wore that shirt, I should say, I wouldn't have had to do that. I wouldn't have had to, like, make my brain bleed listening to this nonsense.
All right. Anyway.
Thank you, Vivian, for reminding me of that.
Dre says, Jeffree Star products are good. Love the lipstick. So if the Snark says, I think I prefer the cream foundation, but I've never used powder before. If you want a cream one, I used to use Confidence in a Compact by It Cosmetics, and the coverage is so good on that.
4G all around the country.
All around the country. Like, I have a whole bunch of sunspots, and like one swipe of it, it's like a liquid in a compact. So you just get like a brush and you brush it in there. It's liquid, and so you just brush it on, and it's like a liquid foundation that goes onto your face. And just one swipe across my cheek covered up like all my sunspots. And the only reason why I use the MAC one is because it's a lot faster, and I don't have to make sure there's no like swirls or anything from me putting on the liquid foundation, but whatever. There's a lot of makeup talk.
We're going to have to pause because I have to read this last one. We do.
Fine.
All right. Before I read this last one, I'm going to finish off my YouTube chat because it's blowing up really fast. Jay says, we expose Adam's cheeks. If we ever have a live show, you can wipe it off. There you go. Jace, if you ever show up at a live show, if we ever get a live show, I will let you wipe off my makeup. There's some other stuff in there. God damn it, it's all popping up now and I can't see anything.
It's really hard to keep. Sometimes we just want to keep talking to you.
I know.
But we have to like just do the episode, and it's just
Anna says, oh my God, happy birthday, Kat. Happy birthday. That's amazing that you were born. Karina says,
happy birthday.
That Wedding Singer is their favorite movie. And Muhai says, hey guys, big fan of the show. I've been listening from episodes 1 through 68. Keep doing you.
You keep doing you.
Thank you so much for supporting us. We sincerely appreciate it. I'll say this before I get back into the thing. We went back for this wedding that we were in this past weekend, and my friends were all really supportive, and it's because of one of my friends who actually listens to the show, and I know that. And it was really funny that my friends are trying to pretend like they listen to the show.
I think they do.
It was
listen.
sincere. I think they've listened to random episodes,
right.
but like
they
the way
might not
they're
listen religiously.
The way they're trying to like say stuff like when you guys do you do your thing, and I'm like, yeah, I know we do our thing. And in my head, I'm like, you barely ever fucking listen. But I appreciate them not shitting on me. I
appreciated it, and it was really nice. Everyone wanted to talk to us about it, and it was funny because at some point I'm just like, I don't really want to talk about it, because we do it every week.
Yeah.
But having friends actually bring it up themselves
is nice.
Yes.
Is very, very
so
nice.
It's pretty cute.
We're going to have a bunch of stuff to go through this.
Yeah,
Last
we
thing
have
I'm
a lot
say,
to go. Like that.
Kat, I'm going to sit here and reiterate it because I don't want you to feel like I glanced over it. Happy fucking birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. And last thing I'm going to say, Muhai says, Robin merely adopted the darkness. Adam was born in it, molded by it. I fucking love. I had to put a character named Bane into our D&D campaign, and they just finally ran into him, and they were like searching for him, and they didn't find him, and then like I got to use the Bane voice where it's like someone from behind them approaches and gets to be like, "You merely adopted the darkness," and everyone's like, "Ah, shit!" They immediately knew it was Bane. It was really fun. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and move into my last one for the night and the last one for the show. This one's from Captain Fake Eye, who typically watches. And the subject is medical story, not scary, heartwarming.
Aw,
so strap
cute.
in for something heartwarming to round out the show. And it starts out like this. Hi, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello. I have a story to tell you from the hospital that I work at. I'm currently an OBGYN resident, and I spend a lot of my time delivering babies and going to the operating room to do hysterectomies.
Hysterectomies is when they take all your junk out. Okay.
I know. It was looking weird to me for a second there, etc. I love my job because it involves helping women and bringing new life into the world. That's really sweet.
Amazing. Wait, so they're a doctor?
Yeah. I mean,
dude,
I'd hope so. They're just showing up and doing hysterectomies and delivering babies. And they're an OBGYN resident, so I'm pretty sure that means they're a doctor.
That is amazing.
However, as you can imagine, with the highs, there are also days that are filled with lows. Women dying, babies dying, and other terrible outcomes that cannot be prevented. Being the science-minded person that I am, and I'd like to point out, this is not an email, this is a science-minded person that listens to Scarish. There are a lot of skeptical people who listen to Scarish, and a lot of people from like different walks of life, and I absolutely love that. I do. Okay, getting back to it. Being the science-minded person that I am, I don't really believe in the paranormal or the divine. However, one event this year really stands out to me and makes me think that maybe, just maybe, there may be true miracles. This sounds like the intro to a Hallmark movie, but in the best of ways. I have to watch Hallmark movies all the time because Robin and her sister are so addicted to them.
I just have one DVR'd right now that I have to finish later
I hate
today.
you so much. Okay, continuing. A woman came into our emergency room one night after having broken her water at only 24 weeks, which is 13 weeks from full term. In parentheses, 37 weeks is considered full term, but you can deliver babies between 37 and 42. So she's 24 weeks, 13 weeks early. If you don't know, 24 weeks is right at the cusp of what we call viability. This is the gestational age that babies, if they are born, have a 50% chance of living. We have an amazing neonatal ICU, and our hospital numbers are much better than the national average. Still, babies born at 24 weeks have a significant chance of not surviving or living with severe neurological damage simply because they are not developed enough to live out in the outside world. Unfortunately, by the time she got to the hospital, she had delivered the umbilical cord, but the baby was still inside. All right, so I guess we should just put in a warning that there'll probably be some details in here regarding this childbirth that's about to happen. So if you're triggered, skip forward to hopefully the miracle part. Continuing on. This is an absolute emergency in our field because the umbilical cord is what attaches the baby to the placenta and is the baby's only nutrients and oxygen source while inside the mother. The cord being delivered first means that the baby, which is coming after, can cut off its own blood supply. When we saw her in the emergency room, the cord had already stopped pulsing. We used an ultrasound to see what was happening on the inside, but the baby had no heartbeat in the womb.
Ugh.
I myself saw that the baby's heart was completely still for more than 1 minute. Our team told the woman and her partner the terrible news, that her baby did not survive. She and her partner were, of course, devastated. We admitted her to the labor floor because her cervix was fully dilated. She started to push and gave birth to, in parentheses, what we thought was, a stillborn 45 minutes later. The pediatrics team came to assess the baby and confirm what we already knew, that there was no heartbeat and no respiratory effort.
There's going to be a miracle here. There has to be.
They said that at the beginning.
Okay.
We wrapped the baby. Damn it, you made me lose my place.
Sorry.
All right. We wrapped the baby in a blanket and allowed her and her partner time to grieve for their loss. However, 15 minutes later, I got an unbelievable page from my nurse. The patient pushed her call button and said that about 10 minutes after we had left the room, the baby, which had no heartbeat and no respiratory effort at birth, had started to move.
It's like 101 Dalmatians.
I hate you from comparing this story to a freaking Disney movie about dogs.
It's like when they think Lucky's dead and they hold Lucky and then he pets him a whole bunch.
It's
and then
not
Lucky comes
exactly
back
like that, but yeah, I guess it's kind of similar. We immediately paged pediatrics who came to reassess the baby. At that time, the baby had a weak heartbeat and was breathing, so the pediatrics team began to resuscitate him, just like that dog in that movie. The baby ultimately made it and is currently doing well in the NICU.
That's awesome.
This is absolutely unheard of, as I myself was ultrasounding her and looking at the baby's heart for 1 full minute and there was no heartbeat. The mother also had to push for more than 45 minutes, and there was still no heartbeat upon delivery, so the baby was technically dead for more than 45 minutes.
Wow.
The fact that he regained a heartbeat is an absolute miracle and defies all science and logic. Anyway, that's my heartwarming paranormal ? Or miracle ? Story.
I'm going to say it's a miracle.
However you want to see it. Thanks for a great podcast, Captain Fake Eye. Well, thank you so much for sending that in.
Thank you so much.
That is,
I think that's absolutely
I am covered in cold chills, and
Yeah.
there's a tear in my right eye because that is
Aw.
amazing. You don't need to pat me on the back every time I
Sorry.
get emotional.
I just like to. It's a little support I give you.
It feels like half support, half like you're a little bitch, but that's okay. But that is a
You're
wonderful,
my little bitch.
wonderful story, and just knowing that things like that are possible, like anyone that goes through something like really, really bad, like when you think like things are just as bad as they could ever possibly be, they don't always have to be. You know what I mean? Like, continue to hope for the best even when all hope seems lost. And that's the whole keep going thing that we talk about a lot. So thank you so much for sending that in.
Thank
it
you
was
so
incredible.
much.
It's a
so
really,
cool.
really high note to end on, because a lot of times somehow we wind up getting like the really
worst
sad
ones
ones.
at the end.
I won't call them the worst
They're
ones.
not the worst, but it's
the
like
most
the ones that
sad ones.
or freak you out a whole bunch.
Yeah,
where you
this
just
is true.
End up on the scary ones. But yeah,
This is
no, it's
Christmas
really
in
good.
August, because I like to do miracle episodes in Christmas. And
I bet there's a Hallmark movie named Christmas in August.
I guarantee you there is. There's a Hallmark
Okay.
movie named there's a Hallmark movie named just like that one movie with the dog. So
Okay, so let's see. Midnight Lovely says, has anyone used sugar pill products? I've never even heard of them. I wonder if they're good. I'll have to try it out. I'm always down for trying new makeup.
you know what I've used before? Sugar high. Gotta have
That's
it,
the
really
only good
need it
part
to
of
get
High
by.
Fidelity.
Save it for the pod.
Damn it.
And it's not called High Fidelity.
Whatever.
It's called, I forgot the name, Empire Records. God damn it. That's episode 1 of Scene Missing. For those of you who have been waiting for our podcast to drop, it will drop soon. We are ready to go, man. All right. I'm going to read.
Oh, yeah. Read all your stuff so I can.
For those of you who are just joining us the first time, I know Karina is a newcomer. I don't know if anyone else out there is as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you will not be able to participate in this next part unless you switch over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. Signing up for an account is totally free. It takes like 20 seconds. Super quick. The point of that is, if you join our Twitch chat, we're going to play a game where we have a little race. There are marbles that'll be in this racetrack. And if you type in one word, you will get a marble with your name on it. And if that marble wins the race, you'll get like a free sticker or some form of merch that Robin will mail out to you, because she is our merch queen and she handles all of it. She makes them by hand. She draws them from her brain with her hand. The hand is very important here. She packs up your stuff with her hands, and then she ships it to you
I don't have lobster claws.
with her
but,
hands.
you know.
Crab people. Anyways, let's read what you had to say. You go, yeah. Sorry, it's supposed to be.
I was going to be like, are you going to read or what?
I have to scroll up.
Now I have Sugar High. I have Sugar High stuck in my head. And
And
it's just so good. That version
That's my favorite version of that song.
is so good.
I think the fact that movie ends. We gotta save it for the fucking pod. God damn it. Okay, here we go. Karina says, Wedding Singer, my favorite movie. And then Emma was the one that says, you guys, it's Cat Beatrix's birthday today. And that's when everyone was like, oh my God, happy birthday. Jay says, stay tuned for every week we expose Adam. That sounds weird. Vivian says, The Truman Show is my favorite movie. Adam. Yeah, I know. I'll watch it for the pod. Don't worry.
I cannot believe you haven't watched it.
You know.
It's so, like, so many emotions. So many emotions.
I'll watch it, and I'll be very happy that I saved it so that I could savor it. Like, I didn't watch Good Will Hunting till I was like 26 or 27.
I didn't watch, what is it called?
That thing you do.
That one too. That was
I've
good.
introduced her to so many good movies that we have to rewatch for the pod and be like,
Thank you for following us, Odd Not.
Thank you for following us. We appreciate you. I'm just going to make her watch the movies again and be like, I introduced this to her before we started this goddamn show.
What is Something of a Spotless Mind?
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
I didn't watch that until like 4 years ago.
I've never seen it. All my friends went,
That
and
one's
they're all
emotional.
like, I cried so much.
Yeah, it's emotional.
And I'm like, well, I can't go and cry alone around strangers. What the fuck, man? So I didn't go see it, and I've been butthurt ever since. So now I'll watch it for the show. So there are a lot of science-minded listeners here, Cat Beatrix says. Emma says, love you, Cat. Enjoy your spooky, scary-ish birthday ghost. Cat says, I ducking love the card. That's hilarious. In reference to a card I'm sure that they received. Karina says, my mom had a hysterectomy because cancer, And before she went into the surgery room, I accidentally almost pulled out her IV with my headphones.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you're just so nervous you don't realize you're about to do something terrible, and it's just kind of like cute, so don't worry about it. Kat says, Emma drew Scarish Ghost birthday card for me.
Oh, that's super sweet.
That is so nice. Emma says, it was either going to be Scarish or Welcome to Night Vale. I've never listened to Welcome to Night Vale. All I hear is amazing things about that show. I can't believe people talk about us in coordination or in conjunction with these other shows that I know of and are supposedly amazing. Or like My Favorite Murder, which I know is amazing.
MFM.
So, all right, let me keep scrolling and see what else is being said. People ask Karina if her mom's okay. She said she's currently going through her second round of chemo because the cancer moved to some of her lymph nodes, but her numbers are down to normal, so hopefully it stays like that. Quick side note, one of my close friends from high school got testicular cancer when we were in our early 20s, and it spread to his lymph nodes like really bad, and he has a wicked scar from like neck to navel. Where they had to like remove so much from him.
Wow.
And he just told me when I went back a month ago, he's having his second kid. So.
Oh, it only takes one.
Yeah, I always comment. This is the second time he's had a kid, and I always comment when they announce it, like hashtag it only takes one, because he only has one ball. And I just want to say, like, hold out hope, because it's possible, and just be positive. So what else do we got? Spirit hands and love to your mom. That's awesome. Karina says, ice cream is my life substance. Vivian says, I would drown my demons, but they can swim. All right. And Vivian says, hashtag it only takes one. All right. Do your Twitch stuff. I'm going to get Marbles on Stream set up. So if you're watching over there on YouTube, switch over. I'm straightening my shitty ass tie. Switch over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. Right meow, because we're going to give away some stuff.
Let's see. Lunabin says, how does powder foundation work? It works the same as any other foundation. You use a brush, and I have a little compact, and you just put the brush in there, and then you just put it on.
Is that what I use?
Yeah, that's powder foundation.
It's awesome.
It's just really easy. Let's see. Chessie Cat uses powder foundation because her her skin is super sensitive. Midnight Lovelace says, drugstore makeup is great. Midnight says, I love Friends, but I really dislike Ross. Ross is an evil, evil, evil character, and he does not deserve happiness. He is a horrible, horrible person, and I've read so...
He is not a friend.
He is not a friend. If they had... The only reason why Ross is in that show, I feel like...
He's the antagonist of the show?
Or, no, they had to have Monica. They had to have Monica as a character in the show, because without Monica, they would phase out Ross really easily. The only reason why they stay friends with Ross is because Monica is
because they'll be there
Rachel.
for him.
Oh my god!
When the stars start to shine, I don't know what the words are to that.
I hate Ross's character. He is horrible.
He's just like Ted Mosby. I hate Ted Mosby's character in How I Met
I
Your
can't
Mother.
stand Ted Mosby either.
When I'm skinny, I get told I look like Ted Mosby, and it makes me very upset.
You also don't like being called Kevin from Heroes or whatever his name
Matt
is.
Parkman from Heroes.
Yeah,
thank
Matt
you.
Parkman, sorry.
When I'm skinny, I get various forms of celebrities that I look nothing like. When I'm fat, everyone's like, "You look like that fat cop from the show Heroes." Have you ever heard that? And I'm like, "Yeah, I hear it all the fucking time. Thank you. I wish I could read your mind or incept you to do some shit like jump off a building." Not really. I don't get that upset about it. I just hear it frequently.
A lot of people are talking about drugstore makeup and how it's awesome. Let's see. Jackson Babe says, okay, but catfish is the only fish I'll tolerate. It's got to have a good batter. Yeah. Adam did a really good job. It was super crunchy.
Quick shout out to Hall. He says, or they say, I should say, hey guys, I just got to work and this will probably end soon because that's my luck. Haha.
We have
doing gotten through all the
Marbles
stories
on stream. So if you want to head over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast and log into Twitch, creating a Twitch account is absolutely free. Marbles on stream is absolutely free. And each winner of the 2 races of the night will be sent some type of Scarish sticker or coaster or something of that kind for free.
Speaking of Marbles on stream, diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo.
Okay.
Oh, I did it the wrong direction. There it is. Folks, while Robin reads the rest of the Twitch chat, if you would like to type !vote and then a space and then the number that corresponds with the track you would like to race, we can vote for these right now. Few will survive 2 is the track currently in the lead in the voting. So just go ahead and toss those out. I see the Scriptory just voted. The Scriptory, I think, won for the first time ever last week. She broke through. So I think she's going to be a little bit dangerous this week, folks.
I
so
hear the
be
dangerous.
careful.
Okay. Midnight says, my childhood stuffed animal is a catfish. That is super freaking cute. My childhood stuffed animal I still have somewhere around here is a stuffed animal that my grandpa got from one of the casinos out here. Probably like, What is the one that's in the middle of nowhere, kind of, sort of?
Red Rock?
No. It's on the Strip, but it's one of the older casinos. Circus is probably
It is
from
definitely not in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, whatever. But I think he got it from Circus, but I got it from my grandpa and I still have it somewhere. It exploded in the washer once and I freaking cried because I thought it was dead and gone forever. And my dad like sewed it back up and performed surgery on
so
it.
cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Let's see. The Snark asked, did you know that there was a Wedding Singer musical?
I did not know that. I need to see this musical.
Yeah, Miranda says, It Bye Bye Under Eye is amazing. I agree. That stuff is so good. Let's see.
Vivian says, Adam, you look like a smarter, beautifuler version of my dad. That's mean to your dad. Not necessarily mean, but you know what I mean. Be nice.
Well, babe, you're super gorgeous, so their dad must be equally as gorgeous.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I look smarter. Like, that's a weird thing to look, but I'll take it. Thank you, Vivian. We appreciate you.
You look smarter, but you are dumb as a bag of rocks.
You look smart, but you're a dumb piece of garbage, and I hate you.
All right, let's see. Spooky Zora says, I love telling my partner that I was born in the dark. It's hilarious because of my common night terrors. The dark freaks me the fuck out.
I have a friend whose kid was born. It was a sunny day. The baby was about to come. A storm came out of nowhere, and it was just hail and rain. We thought it was going to be a tornado. He was delivered, and the storm went away. And,
wow.
like, we were like, that was so crazy. And then we started reading Game of Thrones. Some of my friends and I was like, you should call your kid Stormborn. That should be his middle name because that just happened. They didn't do it, but they should have. Shout out to Mama Nikki who just subscribed. Thank you so much. We appreciate your subscription.
Let's see.
They subscribed with Jeff Bezos' money. Booyah!
Yeah, and just a reminder, if you folks don't have Amazon Prime, if you go to scariest.com, down at the bottom is a link to 30 free days of Amazon Prime. And you can link it to your Twitch and get a free subscription to any channel you want on twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. Let's see.
All right, right now we have 6 votes currently for Few Will Survive 2. I'm going to let this scroll by one more time. It looks like it is kind of a quick track. A minute 32 is the fastest.
Luna Bin says,
the average time.
Luna Bin says there's a lot of D&D discussion in Discord because Midnight Lovely says, I want to play D&D, but I don't know how, and I don't have any people to play with. Definitely join the Discord. So many people talk about D&D in there. I think someone's going to
be a group that forms from Discord. I guarantee it.
Someone's going to start a D&D campaign, I'm pretty sure. Midnight also says, I don't like Hallmark movies. That's because they're horrible and they're not good. Hallmark movies are
those
just not
two things
good.
mean the same thing.
They're like stop laughing.
I'm sorry.
Stop laughing.
I just can't help but think the reason you said that is because you watch so much Hallmark. That was horrible and not good.
Hallmark movies are horrible. There's no substance to them. They're all the same storyline. And they are all very blasé people. But my sister loves them. I am kind of addicted to the whole romance aspect of it.
It's fun to watch them. I was such a stickler about it, but Scriptory has just had them on so much at this point. It's just fun to watch how silly they are. But I don't know. Sometimes you find a gem in there. Not really. I just get told that because I usually fall asleep. I will say Bongo Boogie has 5 votes. Which is why I let it scroll by one more time. But we're going to go with Few Will Survive 2. So keep in mind 47 for next race. But we're going to start out with Bongo Boogie. Or not.
Oh, Miss Shake and Bake is here. Mick Shake and Bake says, that's wild. Isn't brain death like 10 minutes? You go, Miracle Baby.
It is. Brain death is, I think, 8 to 10 minutes. I have a friend who was underwater for 12 minutes and survived as well. Exclamation point play if you would like to join. And it'll bring up your little marble, which you can see right there, which will just be set free once the race begins, and you can try and win some free stuff.
Glitch asked Adam if you... Oh, shoot.
I don't know what Robin did. We're about to lose the chat, though.
Oh, no. Where's my phone? I don't know where I put my phone. I can't log into my thing. Hold on. Let me grab my phone first. Don't press play. Okay,
we're all waiting for Robin. No big deal. So you have plenty of time right now to type in exclamation point play. We have, she's walking right in front of the camera.
Sorry.
We have, you're messing with the lights. We have 21 marbles right now. I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find what Glitch said. because that was just the worst place to cut that off. Glitch said, vote 22. I think that was it. What else did Glitch say? Scrolling up. Holy shitballs.
Sorry, I know I'm taking forever.
No, it's because I can't scroll. Adam, did you listen to the Mabim Bam?
Just reset all my stuff.
Adam, did you listen to the Mabim Bam where they did the Hallmark movie game? I did not, but I clearly need to. I totally said that it was going to lose your stuff, and I was scrolling up to find it. So I found it. No big deal.
Cool. Now you can read everything because it's all gone.
It's so-and-so says vote, play. All right, so we have 22 marbles in the stream right now. You guys have had plenty of time for Robin to fetch her phone. Have you joined in yet?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I mean, I pressed exclamation point play. Whether I'm in is a different story.
All right. Hey, Nat is now in as well.
Yay!
I will scroll through and just make sure that you're in. Yes, you are in. Cool.
All things.
We're going to get this thing started, folks. You're going to have 10 seconds from the
You did
end
not
of the
miss
sentence.
it, Hey It Nat. Lucky, because I took forever to grab my shit.
No. All right, here we go. 10 seconds to go ahead and type in exclamation point play to join in. We have 23 marbles. This track's record is 57 seconds. I don't think we've ever raced it because we don't have a local record. So let's see what happens and who wins some free shit. And we're off. So does this game have sound effects? Because we never hear anything that comes through on this. And I just wonder if I really need to cover all the dead air or if it sounds like a toilet flushing right now. Very curious. The Snark says, ugh, funnels. I know, man. Like, all of them start with funnels.
They're not very fun.
Oh.
You could say that they're fun null. Get it? Because they null the fun.
That wasn't that bad. Queen Caffeine jumped out to an early lead and is now stuck on this fan blade with Woo Scarish, Blancabello, the Snark, and Eric W1 following right behind. Eric W1 took a pretty good line through that fan blade and is now in second place. Queen Caffeine has made her way through. Mama Nikki is just fucking going for it. However, they knocked into Queen Caffeine and gave him a boost. It's about to get fucking real because there's a ramp. Holy shit. I think you both just got eliminated. Mama Nikki got eliminated. Queen Caffeine took a shortcut. I think you might be way ahead. Nope. Eric W1, the Snark, and the Scriptery are right behind you. So this is going to get very, very interesting. We're going to go to the end. Blancabello has also been eliminated.
The Scriptery is scary now. She's like, I'm in it.
I had just jumped to the end. If I would have won that, I would have pooped myself on air. Lots of people are dying. McShake and Bake won!
Oh my god!
Holy shit! Did we all just see that? McShake and Bake launched from way back there and totally made it in and won, and then bounced out of the thing. That was incredible. Queen Caffeine comes in second. Eric is in third. The Scriptery is in fourth. The Snark is in fifth. Hey It Nat and Spooky Zora just launched off the world. Sorry I got so excited.
Me.
That was just incredible. Oh, that's so funny. All right, we're waiting for the rest of the people to finish up. Robin is making all of us wait. It's like we're getting ready to go somewhere. It's crazy. That was a joke. Please don't get mad at me. But here she comes, and we'll see how this ends. I hope everyone else was just as excited as I was for that one.
Aww.
And you missed it. That would have been some pretty good points, too, because I was sixth. So there we go. The first race. That was pretty fun, I'm not going to lie. We know your address. We will send you things.
Shake and bake.
All right, Robin. No. Dre has 26 points on the season.
You just assume I'm winning because
I do.
I'm awesome.
McShake and Bake now has 23 points. Looks like the Scriptery has 26 as well, tied for first place. This is really the Scriptery season. She's stepping her game up. And then the various folks aside from that are all sitting around single digits, aside for Queen Caffeine, who has 13, and Eric W., who has 10.
Terra Gaming just asked, what did I just come into?
Sorry.
So we just play this game every week that we have our live stream at the end where
do your voting.
Where we just play marbles on stream a couple times and the winners get some free scariest stuff. So Adam just got really excited.
It was just a very, I was announcing the top 4 people. Someone took a shortcut by hitting a ramp and just landing perfectly in that thing, which I was trying to do. Vivian says, Adam, darling, you almost gave me a heart attack.
That scared me.
I'm sorry. I was just very excited. All right. The Bongo Boogie is what I'm voting for. I know I shouldn't say that because it's like I'm influencing the vote, but it was just really close in the voting before. So Terra Gaming says, it's okay. Don't be sorry. Vivian says, Adam, you blew out my eardrums. I'm an asshole. I should have turned my face away from the microphone. I apologize. All right. Bongo Boogie is in first place. Pixel's Death Alley has been voted on by McShake and Bake. So if there's a tie, we will go with the winner's vote. That's how we do that. And we'll just let this stuff cruise past. The laboratory is 4, which isn't bad considering that I just gave a shout out to a track, which I always say I'm not going to do. But yeah. Mama Nikki says, the sticker looks great on my computer, by the way.
Yay!
Hooray. I'm very, very pleased with the merch. Robin has done an amazing job with all of our merch. I don't do pretty much anything with it except try and mail it out when I can. So quick shout out to Robin. You're amazing.
Thanks.
And
school starts in a couple weeks, and so I don't really have time to draw. I'm really trying to get all the horror icon designs done before school starts. So if you have favorite horror icons, so like Freddy Krueger, stuff like that, if you guys have favorites, let me know and I can try to draw them. It's hard.
She has a lot planned, and they all look really, really good. So that's all I'll say for that. That's all I have to say about that. I will say, I covered hypnosis, and I asked some people to reach out. By the time I woke up, my friend who listens to the show had messaged me like, hey, one of our friends worked for a hypnotist, and basically told him, like, I think you're full of shit. And he hypnotized her because she, like, said, like, do it to me. And he hypnotized her and then was like, if I'm full of shit, open your eyes. And she couldn't open her eyes, and it freaked her the fuck out. So I need to get her official story and read that on the next episode. Official episode.
Just a reminder, if you folks are over on YouTube, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/scaryishpodcast, because an account on Twitch is free. Joining the race is free. Winning, if you win, you get free stuff. I mean, win.
Vivian says, oh, it's hard to stay mad at you, my boy. Thank you so much. And someone says, Scary Terry. The snark says Scary Terry. That's hilarious. Scary.
Yeah. You can run, but you can't hide, bitch.
Yes, exactly. Plenty of stuff. Oh, it's 11:11, but not Army time. Sorry, Adam. It's 23:11 right now. That's funny. McShaken Big says, I got to get ready for uni soon. Thanks for the reminder, Robin.
Nice. Wait, so you go to university over there? That's kind of cool.
All right, folks. It looks like Bongo Boogie is going to be our track. I'm going to click it. Average time is 1 minute and 16 seconds. This is actually a faster track than the previous one.
Is that why you moved across the country? That's kind of awesome.
Record holder's name is Fat Man. All right. Let's get this thing started. The last race of the night. And here we go. There we go. All right. It's not a funnel, so that's cool. Everyone type in ! play. We had 23 marbles last time. Let's try and get one extra one at 24. And we'll see who wins the final free stuff of the night.
Mama Nikki says it's A+ merch, kids. Thank you.
All right. I am in. Robin's in. Lots of you folks are in. We got 22 marbles. We're looking for dos más, which roughly translates to two more. Not roughly. It exactly translates to 2 more. I don't speak much Spanish. All right, we're up to 23. One more, folks. Someone out there is watching who didn't get a marble in the stream the previous race who's like, I guess. And then you might be the person who wins, just saying. So let's get one more. I'll let it go for about 20 more seconds before we get this race started.
I'm trying to think of how you'd say it in Japanese.
Terra Gaming says, maybe TMI, but I'm in the bathroom doing things one only does in the bathroom. And there's a fucking spider coming closer to me, and my dog is just ignoring it. Fire the dog. He has lost his guard dog job. Now he can just be a house dog. But that sucks. I would poop my pants. And luckily, you're in the right spot for that.
I think spiders are something for cats, not dogs. You know what I mean? I don't think dogs really attack bugs like that too much. I think
Tell that to Namiria, our Shiba Inu.
Why does she attack bugs?
Yeah, as soon as she sees them, she puts them in her mouth, and she's just like, does this taste good? And usually they die. All right, I think we're going to get stuck at 23
Hollister says, can I enter in twice? Because I'll do it. I'll take it for the team.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny. No, I guess we're stuck at 23.
All right, going to give it 10 seconds, and I'm going to click start, and then you all will have 10 seconds to join in. Hey, Nat says, are you guys going to do Mario Kart soon or Mario Party? I know you guys are busy, but I was there for that first stream, and it was so much fun.
We're going to try and do something soon because...
I'm going to try. I'm just going to say it to you folks. I'm not going to say it in the full show. I'm going to try and get the office set up. The reason we haven't done it since is because we unplugged everything, set up a new setup, plugged everything back to this setup, and everything had to be redone 100%. It was a nightmare. Nothing worked. So we've talked about running it through Robin's computer over there. And if I can get it set up where we can have like a setup where we have the TV here, we have 2 webcams, one for us each like we did last time, and I can get it to work, I would love to have consistent gaming streams. We'd probably start out not every week,
'Cause I
maybe
have school.
every other week. Not just school, but on top of that, like we're
Work.
going back for a wedding at the beginning of September. Like other stuff's going to come up. I have to pick up my dad this Friday. That said, I want to have a consistent time and try and get to the point where we can have like fun gaming nights where everyone can come hang out. And if you have the game, you can play with us. Like I'm really excited to do it.
I'm excited for Smash, Super Smash.
I'm excited for Smash too, like Super Smash. All right. It's a joke. I'm going to go ahead and click start. You have 10 seconds to join
gross.
in.
Okay.
You have 10 seconds to join in. I'd like to point out Mama Nikki won this track last time we raced it at 58.9 seconds. The world record is 56.44.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mama Nikki set the record because I remember one of our listeners, when there was not a record, actually won.
Yeah.
A lot of people dropped to the bottom. That Mama Nikki in the lighter blue is the record-setting pace, which is currently...
That picture for McShake and Bake, that robot thing, looks frightening.
It does. It's kind of awesome. Right now, Jaxie Babe, Chessie Cat, McShake and Bake. Things are about to get real.
It's jumpy.
All right. Let's watch as folks dump into this thing and see if anyone doesn't make it. I will say, we got a lot of folks running a faster pace than Mama Nikki's record pace, which is good because I would really love if one of you set the world record right now. I would think it would be awesome.
Let's see. The Snark says competitive ladder Overwatch stream. That'd be kind of cool.
Jaxie Babe has been eliminated.
So.
I don't know if we suck at it. I'm a big fucking baby about Overwatch, and I get really butthurt very easily. Robin's really good at it. So
I'm okay at it.
Girl Panic 95 has been eliminated. McShake and Bake is looking for that twofer for the night. And Mama Nikki's ghost ball up there is just showing us all how it's done. But McShake and Bake's picking up ahead of steam. The Robin Grace has been eliminated, so we can all breathe easy. McShake and Bake won both races tonight, folks. Boo fucking yeah. Let's back up and see who's going to come in second. It is Glitch Grim, followed by Spooky Zora, Woo Scariest, Chessie Cat 98. The Scriptery has been eliminated, along with Dre and Blanca Bello. Everyone else is going to come in. Of course, I die. The Snark is bringing up the rear, and we'll see. Yep, the Snark made it as well. So that last one went really fast. McShake and Bake just fucking dominating in his return to the stream.
It's like the
the stream is happy to have you back.
When they win the Kentucky Derby and all the other races, the 3 races that you have to win.
Yes, it's the Triple Crown.
Yeah, the Triple Crown.
So it's the Double Crown.
It's the Double Crown, yeah.
Congratulations. It says you had 0 points despite the fact that you won the last one. So I'm sure it will update and give you your proper points. But it's pretty impressive, bro.
23 points.
Pretty good shit. Glitch Grim came in second, is up to 16. Spooky Zora just jumped up to 10. Miranda is now up to 18 on the season. The Scriptery also has 18 down here, along with Dre. And the rest of us are floating at around single digits. Good stuff, folks. This was really fun. Gonna go ahead and get this thing closed out and get us over to the regular screen while Robin vamps it up a little bit. And then we'll just go ahead and wrap up the show like we normally do.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us for this live stream this week. It was really fun. There was a lot of talking, which is our favorite thing to do during these live streams. So if you folks want to join us, we record every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'd love to see new faces. Twitch.tv/ScarishPodcast or YouTube.com/Scarish.
Indeed. Thank you to everyone who sent in their stories. We appreciate all the folks that share their homegrown horrors. Like Robin says every week, it can be your story, a friend's story, a family member's story. Just go ahead and email it to storytime@scarish.com. You can click on, everyone's making fun of Robin for something silly that she said. I let it go. She said Kentucky and said Kentucky.
But my tongue just stuck in my mouth.
And I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And like, I just see the stream chat going by like, Kentucky? So it's funny. That's why you gotta. That's why you gotta join us for the live streams, because we say silly shit and we get ripped on, and it's really, really fun. But again, email storytime@scarish.com. Go to our website scarish.com and click on contact us, or you can message us on our social medias: facebook.com/scarishpodcast, Twitter is @scarishpod, Instagram is @scarishpodcast. Robin, for the folks who would like to donate money to us, how can they do so?
Okay, I was waiting. So if you folks go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast, those are monthly donations. There's a whole bunch of different tiers starting at $1. I have a theme thing going on right now, that is, as I said earlier in this stream. But it's going to be horror icon season this fall, so I'm going to be drawing a whole bunch of different stuff.
Shout out to Killsman, who just followed us on Twitch. We appreciate you following us. We really do.
So if you folks join us at Patreon, check those out. And then if you want to donate just one time, you can go, there's a link down at the bottom of our Twitch channel, actually, under donation. You just click on it and you can donate money that way. Or you can go to Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast, and those are one-time donations. All those donations help us upgrade our studio setup, as well as just upgrading this little computer that does everything here.
I don't know if we said it because we're in the excitement of the race that happens at the end of the night. That's right, I said race. Maybe you should tune in to find what's up. But Mama Nikki subscribed, and Hollister also subscribed on Twitch. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much.
They use money from their own pockets, too. They didn't use Jeff Bezos' money. But if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, Jeff Bezos personally gives you $5 to spend per month on your favorite Twitch channel that you can give to them, and you just take it from his hand and hand it to them. Let us be that person who you give Jeff Bezos' money to.
If you don't have Amazon Prime, you can go over to scaryish.com, and there is a link all the way down to the bottom to 30 free days of Amazon Prime, and you can connect your Twitch account to that, get Twitch Prime. Linking them is totally free, included with your Amazon Prime subscription. And, check it out.
30 free days of Twitch Prime.
At scaryish.com.
30 free days of Amazon Prime. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
That is my favorite sequel to 500 Days of Summer. It's the same thing. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it. It's really weird. You should check it out. I think that's all the bad jokes that we have for you folks tonight. So, Robin, go ahead and sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.